All right, we are live and ready to go. It's night outside, as you can see. But look at this. It's nighttime. It's actually not. It's very, very hot out in Arizona. But hi, we're Adventures in Lollygagging. If you're in the chat channel, hi. If you're not in the chat channel, you're watching later. Thanks for thinking of us. We are going to be playing Genlab Alpha tonight, continuing our campaign that we've started. We're on episode 10. This is our 10th ep. Do you know that? 10 eps. That's a really long time.
It went fast.
That's basically a full season of a Netflix show. And all of our episodes are like 2 to 2.5 hours. So it's like 2 seasons of a Netflix show.
Damn.
Basically what I'm saying is we're Jessica Jones is what's going on. Like we're just Jessica Jones. Okay. Okay. So get some plug stuff out of the way. On this channel, we run a couple other games. Mainly it's on Monday. You can catch Melissa and I. We play in a game called Heart, the City Beneath at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. So come watch that every Monday. It's a lot of fun. We also drop a audio only podcast the same day, Monday morning for Zweihander. Then Ashley, Melissa, myself, and Long, who's not here with us tonight because he's in a tournament, so he can't play. We all play in another game over on twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG. Again, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central. So come check us out. All those different wonderful places. But you're here, so we're a couple minutes late. So we're going to start with this game. Do we all remember what happened last week? Last time we played?
Yeah, we met a wild seer who kind of guided us in a certain direction.
Right. Do you remember the mission you're on? The operation mission that you're on?
We need to gather proof that Chelios is in cohorts with the Watchers.
Yeah, you are specifically doing a reconnaissance mission, which could be one of two things. Usually it's either getting an idea of Watcher presence or trying to flush out Watcher informants. And since the suspicion has grown between Cujo and Hamill of what Chelios might be doing, Chelios being this angry badger type who has ascended very rapidly in the ranks of the badger tribe, having been able to provide a lot of hunting, or excuse me, a lot of like meat and kills during a time in which roadblocks and Watcher presence has limited many other hunting parties, but yet somehow he and his group is constantly coming back with all sorts of wonderful choice meats. That has allowed him to take over a position on the Elder Council from Gretzky, one of Cujo's mentors.
Apex hunter.
Yeah. And then Hamill has a friend that she is tried to look out for.
Little Wylie in 82.
The guilt of how she killed her brother still plaguing her to this day, months later. And he has, because she's constantly going on missions and is never around, he has fallen in with the sycophants and the fanboys of Chelios. And apparently, Gretzky says that you can't really do anything until you have some kind of evidence. So he's stressed to Cujo the need to find some kind of hard evidence to prove to the Elder Council of the Badger Habitat that Chelios, you can't just accuse him. Otherwise, it's just word v word. You know, one person's word versus another. You need actual proof.
We got a little bit of a hint of something that we could bring up, which was that the most recent carcasses that came back didn't actually have any arrow injuries in them. Mm-hmm. So that's sort of a suspicious thing.
Certainly suspicious, but probably just circumstantial until you get something else to go along with it, right? Because it could be like, oh, we just choked him with our bare hands. That's how we do it in the Badger tribe. You shoot arrows? Well, so it could be that. So you all were looking for Wylie. Wylie has said to have not been seen for about 2 days. And that's about the same amount of time that Chelios has been gone with his hunting group as they were going out into the wild to try to get some more stuff. You, as Logan was saying, you ran into a seer. Does anyone remember what the seer saw? This weird, an Irish Martin, something like that. I don't know what the hell I did. It's terrible.
Wylie being experimented on.
Yeah. So sometime in the near future, not sure when, it's not happening right this second, but it's going to happen soon if something isn't done. There's these humanoid watchers, robotic things that are poking and prodding at him on some kind of metallic platform. So he is most certainly in danger. And then I think Doesn't Tchaikovsky fall into a sinkhole? Is that what it was?
Yeah, there was a sinkhole in like a parking garage or something.
Mhm.
And it was me and I think Hamill that were in there.
That's right. Hamill climbed down. Didn't one of you
Hamill
find
went in to help you.
one
And
of you
then we
found
heard some
enough?
sort of metal scuttling and we found a flashlight, which was
Right.
identified later, but then we heard some sort of like noise or something, got a raw point, and I think we were trying to get out. We either were trying to get out or
I think you guys got out
already.
I think
okay.
we ended on like you guys camping out for the night. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
Did you roll comprehend for flashlight?
No, somebody else did. I failed all my rolls last time.
Don't worry. I've pre-programmed. Everything's gonna come up Tchaikovsky tonight. How many feral points does everyone have? Let me get my feral number for tonight.
Still at 10.
I am at 4.
And that's
I'm
including
at 5.
and those two are
Or no,
including-
6, sorry.
Okay.
5
I'm at
including what I
7.
added today.
Okay. And 7. All right, so I'm at 28. I have 28 to play with. Yay. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and start as morning comes. It is a somewhat overcast, slightly raining day in the northern moors of the badger habitat on the western side of the valley. You can see the sun coming up in the mountains to the east on the far side over by where the rabbits and the bears and the reptiles live. And then you can see to the west, fairly high up, but not too far away, the outer fence. To the east, you can see an inner fence that you know connects to the dog tribe. And you are maybe about an hour north of where the Seer was when you left her. And it's just you all. Do you guys want to do you want us to do a some sort of scry with old McCloud? He's gonna pop up on his head, and you guys wake up, and you can see he's already up. He climbed up on top of like a big tree branch, and he's gonna hang down with his feet, and he's gonna scry something. What do you want him to see?
Melissa scries in your heart game.
That's true. What
Sometimes it works out, sometimes
you gotta
not.
you gotta remind me of that stuff too, because there were a few things that should have showed up. Not talking about that. But remember that the scry, like his specific ability allows him to, like, if he's successful in his role, he can basically add to one of your rolls later on. So if he can like predict, like if like a climb roll or something like that, like I predict so and so climbs and succeeds and climbs over something. So we have been very critical of how Long uses the scry ability. And so now we actually have the ability to do it ourselves. So why don't we get this out of the way? And then at this point, after that, he'll start eating a turkey leg and disappear from the episode. So
if we wanted to, we could have him like predict success on the dominate roll if we locate not
Wylie.
Gretzky.
Wylie.
Oh, I was thinking
Chelios,
Chelios, yeah, because
Oh.
we could get the information out of him or something like that. So it's not, if we don't want a violent interaction.
the only thing with
But
dominate
that's
checks,
just one suggestion.
don't forget that a successful dominate check basically gives the victim a choice. They either do what you say or they fight you. So
That's true.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just throwing it out there so you know.
Yeah, that was just one suggestion. I think we could also use it to like scout for Wylie or something. That was my second choice.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably going to be the first thing I was going to say, would be just to kind of making sure that my my hunt and find prey roll. Well, actually, I don't have to roll for that. So
Ashley or Logan, got any ideas?
Just probably success towards just finding proof, I guess. So scout would make sense for me. Scouting, like at the right time to find
To collect some information. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So
somewhere along saying, it's not so easy to come up with a good scry, is it?
better than a rock falling on someone's head when they're peeing
Yeah.
outside.
Or like
the ape one was good though, when he found the
Helena's
little
going
metallic
to
thing.
trip again.
Let's just turn this into a 2-hour long lead bash fest. It's like Festivus. It's just era grievance over long. All right, let me bust him up. No, I missed Longley already. Okay. So that's gonna be scry. I'm looking at his. Okay, he's got two He's got 2 ranks in Scry. He's got 5 in Instinct. And here he goes. Let's see. Does it roll tonight? Are we lagging yet?
It rolled, but you're missing 5 dice.
Why is it missing 5 dice? All right, let me try this again. I'm just gonna redo it. So skill dice, he's got 2. Base dice, he's got 5. Gear dice, nothing. There we go. Okay, so we got a success. So basically, he sees visions of the future showing a certain action. So it's a scout, and it's specifically who performs. So is it Hamill, since she's like the hunter, or you want somebody else?
I have
Dip.
poopy scout ability.
I have a
Okay.
3 in scout and a 5 in wits, which would put me at 8.
That's max.
That's better than what I have.
Okay, so we'll make it shy. So he'll pop up on his tree branch. He'll do his mumbo jumbo, and he comes up and he says something about Tchaikovsky, whatever. What the hell's his voice? Oh yes, this is how Longley
He's
says
just very
everything. Oh
smooth
yes,
and calm.
yes, I see something. So yeah, so when you go and roll a scout check, you'll basically get an extra success. Is what's going on.
Okay.
I just imagine like a butterfly comes and he's just like running, like skipping after the butterfly with his little like thing in his head, like flying around, and that's how he spends his day.
No, he's eating a turkey leg. Okay, so you guys wake up, you eat your rations for the day. You are again an hour away from the Seer, probably 2 hours away from the main badger habitat. You're in the moors, a couple trees here and there, but you're not in the forests or anything like that yet. So, what's the plan?
Can I get some water?
Do you have any?
I have 2, but I was just wondering if there's any that I can like look around and collect as we go.
Hamill, roll a hunt test.
1 second.
And is anybody hurt or anything, eating or resting or sunbathing to get back, whatever? Anyone have any trauma they're trying to recover? You want to push
Sure.
off the bat? Okay.
I had 1 point of fatigue. I just took extra water to.
Okay. Yeah, there's nowhere. You don't really find a clear stream or anything nearby. Maybe later in the day you can try it
Okay.
again, but around where you camped, no, nothing clear. Okay, so you head out, kind of going in a northerly direction. You probably would know Chelios, that is, has a tendency, like you would have heard and you would have known that Chelios has a tendency to hunt to the north of the actual habitat, pushing towards the cat habitat. There's like a forest to the northwest there that he's probably touted as having gone to. It's not a place that's easily accessible for badgers because of the inner fence that you have to come around. But as you're traveling, you hear a voice, kind of a high-pitched voice that Hamill, I would imagine for a moment, you suspect is Wylie. You just hear a voice go, "Help! Help!"
So I'm gonna excitedly circle everybody over here, over here, over here.
And so
I'm gonna go toward the voice.
you're in a meadow, and you can see about 30 or 40 yards ahead. There's like this tall tree and a couple other smaller saplings, and then these weird boxes that are surrounding it. Short of that is where the voice is coming from, but because the meadow grass is so high, and you can see periodic like rubble of an old home or rubble of something of the previous world, you can't see exactly where it's coming from, but you can hear somewhere in this grass there's help.
I'm gonna spend a feral point to do the kind of pick
your,
choose your prey.
okay.
Yeah, hunter instinct.
Okay. And so you're targeting this voice? Or are you targeting Wylie?
It's a scent.
Okay.
So it's either you can see it or it's a scent.
Okay.
So it's a scent.
All right. So you start sniffing, and you smell, but it smells like a marten. Like the scent itself, there's just this little different flavoring. Maybe it's like mesquite or something like that. Like martens smell like mesquite. I don't know why. And is that a feral point roll?
Yeah.
Logan, are 6s good or bad, or 1's bad on the first the feral point roll?
6s are good.
Okay, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But eventually you stumble across this young, small marten that is bleeding. It looks like, at least they have blood in a variety of places, and they are in this small chunk of dirt and large yellowish grass. And when they see you coming, they see you emerge. They're like, oh, thank somebody, whatever the deities are. Help me. Helena, when you come up, you can notice that they appear to have been injured fairly significantly. You don't see any broken bones or anything, but you see, as you start cleaning up, perhaps, or like taking a closer look, not only is there a ton of blood, but there's also burn marks here and there. And as you're messing around, and maybe talking to, he says, a drone in the tree, and points towards that large tree that's about 30 yards away. And shot me, it did. Be careful.
Helena, can I try a heal check?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Were you out here by yourself?
I was tending to my bees. And he can't really turn around and see because he's kind of crawled and he's always rolled over on his back. But he sort of points vaguely back, and you can see that there's these boxes that are surrounding the big tree and some of the other smaller saplings. I was tending to them. I was. And so you do manage to heal. So basically, he can now recover normally. So he is no longer bleeding out, basically. But it was just this morning. I was there. I came out from my hovel, and he points like way off to like the west, over there. And there's like a tree line. I live over there, and I came over, and as I was checking on him, I heard a rumbling up in the trees, and I thought maybe it was just like an eel swooping down to get me. But no, I looked up, and it was a drone shooting at me, and I ran. Why would a drone care about my bees?
I don't know, but they're stupid, and the Watchers, and they just
shh. They could probably hear you. Don't say things like that. You're gonna get us all killed. It's bad enough I got shot. Now you're gonna call them spirits. Gonna come. Is it coming over here?
No, it's not. Have you seen anyone else come through here recently? Maybe they were after somebody else.
I just woke up. This is the first folks I've seen this morning.
Is there anybody here like the last couple days? Maybe they're going after.
I don't recall. I don't think so. No. No. I see people sometimes, but I keep to myself.
And I'll kind of give a description of Chelios.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, big fella. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Know him. He's a right surly one, isn't he?
Yeah, we don't get along. He thinks he's better than everybody. And
do you got anything to eat? I'm a bit hurt here still.
Yeah.
I'll offer some grub.
Okay. So, how many rations do you want to give him?
I can just do one, yeah.
Okay, so he, thank you, and he looks at, he hasn't seen a chameleon in a while, but he grumbles it down. Thank you. I wish I had something to give you. I've got honey back in my hovel. I can, but I can't get to the bees with the drone up there.
Yeah. So is there? Would that be like a scout check to see if I can look in the tree and notice anything out of the ordinary?
It would indeed. And you could take the extra success right off the bat from the scry. There you go. So you've already succeeded, Derek. No matter what happens here, you've already succeeded on this roll. How does that feel? Going in, it's just about.
Oh my!
Look at that.
Those dice are looking up so far.
I told you. Yeah, Logan,
and
you're
with those
screwed.
extra With those extra successes, you see 3 drones in the sky.
Yeah, I triangulate the
and they're-
position, and I'm
and they're coming right for you. Okay, so you notice that there is a drone that seems to be stuck up in the tree, as if it's kind of crashed into the tree itself. The extra successes, I'll say that you notice that it from you probably creep up a little bit, and then you can see it's firing almost randomly every few seconds or so. You just hear, and it's either hitting into the tree itself or it just comes out of the branches every now and then and hits the ground. It's like it's almost confused. You're not even. I mean, you probably wouldn't even be sure. It might have just been a really bad accident.
How high up is the drone?
It's towards the very very top of the tree. So we're looking at like 20 feet or so.
Is it climbable?
Sure.
What do you want me to roll to climb the tree?
No, you're good. You can climb it pretty easily.
All right, so I'm gonna climb up and investigate the drone.
Okay, so as you get close, you hear like this strange like buzzing static as if it's trying to like communicate. You've heard drones and other sentinels talk before, but when it comes out, it just comes out like completely unintelligible. But you hear a familiar like warning sound. Roll a no nature or no nature. I think it is no nature, and you can get a +1 modification on this.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah.
I am going to kick the drone out of the tree
Okay.
to the ground.
Go ahead and roll an attack. So roll fight. As long as you hit.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Because you're clinging and you want to push that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
So it's kind of exhausting work holding on to it and trying to push because these are still big old metal things. And so they don't go easy, but eventually you knock it out and it clink, 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 hits a couple branches and lands smack dab in the middle of these bee boxes, these little beehives that this Martin has set up. And pew, pew, you see like a laser pop off in different directions. And then like a confused fly that's trying to get out of a house, like through a window, you see it like lift off and then kind of flip over itself as if it's not quite, something's wrong with it. Like something is just not quite working out. And so it's constantly like just flip-flopping all over the ground. And periodically you hear a buzz, but that sound, that's gone away now. But you can
Does
see
anyone know what's wrong with it?
Do we see any like weak spots that we can exploit? I mean, we might as well just finish the thing off.
Yeah, I've got a knife at the ready. I just don't want to be on camera. So if I can kind of figure out where it's like camera eyes would be.
That's hard to say. You can roll it. I would say you can roll a no nature +1 mod to see what you know about drones. The whole time, little Martin's like, "Be careful, be careful." All right, so
Your +1 wand exploded.
Yeah. Is that do you actually have gear dice for this?
No, that's just how I added the +1.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I would say that the two of you, both Tchaikovsky and Hamill, would know. Look at that, 2 successes in a row, Derek. 2 successes. I want you to remember this. If it goes south later on, just remember you started with 2 successes.
We're 2 for 2.
All right, so you all would know that there are a variety of like cameras or eyes that are around it. Usually like 2 or 3. When you look, you see that 2 of them are horribly damaged, and one still seems to be intact. But the other two horribly damaged. So you could potentially sneak up on it if you're looking to just try to finish it off.
I want to try something flavorful. Let's see if you're up for this, Jeff. So my mechanic ability lets me repair something. Could I spend like a feral point to use it in reverse to do like an instant kill on this drone with it?
Yeah.
Like I
would let you do a coup de grace. Like the only thing I would ask is to roll. You're gonna have to if you want to get up there without it sort of hearing or seeing you, so that it rotates in such a way that the last remaining camera sees you. I'll ask for a sneak, and if you pass that, then it's just a coup de grace, no problem.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. All right. I'm gonna have to roll it the old school way. I don't have sneak on my hotbar.
Okay. I mean, you could add it. You can always add it. You want to push that?
Yeah, I've got plenty of water.
Okay, go ahead. It's going downhill now.
I do not sneak up.
So
I'm 2 for 4. That's still 50%. That's good.
That's still pretty good. Yeah. So as you come up, you see it rotate around. And you see it sort of target you for a second. Its eye kind of refocuses and then goes red. It's going to go ahead and take a shot at you then. So this is going to be a shoot ability with its laser. Okay. Let's see if this works for me.
Gonna roll like 12 dice. Yep, saw that coming.
Oh, it blew up its own laser. Oh, wait, no, it's not pushing.
I will push it though.
Ooh, it could blow itself up by trying to kill him. Okay.
So it does succeed, but you do see the laser attachment starts to smoke as if it's on the verge of crackling and breaking.
Well,
So Hamill wants to take advantage of the eye kind of being pointed at Chai to come in from the other direction and stab at it with a knife.
I will also come in and attack.
So at this point, I mean, like Tchaikovsky, you were running up, it shoots at you. You try to coup de grace, you hack it, and then you see Cujo and Hamill start coming up, and you all bash it. And you can hear as it's trying to get up and it's trying to reach out and do things, but it's like it's already taking significant damage, probably just from crashing into the tree and then falling out of the tree, that it eventually just powers down.
Do I need to just take a physical point of damage since it did hit me with the shot it took?
Yep.
Okay. Now, is this a situation where I can roll like defense at all? Because I have natural armor, so I can just.
Does your natural armor, is it only for melee attacks or is it any attack? Do you know?
It doesn't specify. It just says when you suffer damage from an external attack.
Okay, then yeah, roll that. So what's the rating of your protection, of your armor protection?
Actually, it's just the damage is reduced by 1, but I cannot spend more than 1 feral point. So I'll just roll the d6.
It requires a feral point spent. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
All right, you're good.
Now we're 3 for 5.
Look,
that's
just rolled for feral and didn't go feral. Everything's going.
Because I'm max animal powers.
Everything's turning up Tchaikovsky tonight. Okay. You have this broken, smoldering drone about you, and you can see that the Martin comes up behind you and is terrified that you all just destroyed this drone. Are you crazy? Oh God! And he starts like looking up at the sky. There's gonna be more now, and he starts grabbing some of the boxes that he can. Like these, they're basically shoe boxes. And so he starts piling these shoe. We've got to get out of here! And he carries like 3, and he starts running westwardly towards the tree line.
Do we know that after these things are powered off, that they still have some kind of homing beacon or something? Because I remember there was one destroyed spider that we had that was rescued by the big tanky boys. So I don't know, like would I roll a known nature?
I mean, I would say more than likely, you know that they somehow can communicate with each other. You're not sure the specifics of it, but you've had enough experiences in the zone where if you've seen a damaged one or if one has gotten an attack, suddenly within minutes something else shows up. So his concerns are fairly valid.
To avoid the beehives being destroyed, since they're just an innocent bystander, is there anywhere we can dump the corpse of this thing, like a pit, or hide it, or move it at least easily?
Roll a scout and look for something.
Before Derek throws away this carcass, I'm going to see if I can salvage anything valuable from it.
Hold on. I mean, you mean scavenge? If only we had a scavenger that could do that.
No, not scavenge. Salvage.
Only.
I'm not a filthy scavenger.
And a mechanic at that who would know what's worth
out of
there.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. Here's what we could do. Because Tchaikovsky would probably be the best person to try to salvage something because he's got the mechanics talent and he's a scavenger. So he probably would be the best to roll that.
But he just wants to throw it in a hole. So what kind?
I mean, I did want to scavenge off of it before I dumped it in the pit, but I also know we have a limited time to work with.
Okay. Here's what we'll do. Hamill, Cujo, you remind him like you might be able to get something off of him beforehand, and you guys start dragging it away. And as you're dragging it away, Tchaikovsky's like poking around, seeing what he can get. So do you you have the mechanics trait talent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say if you want, spend a feral point, and we're just like hacking this right now. Spend a feral point, and you can recover something of something decently from this. And as you
I burned myself on the still hot laser turret.
We got 30 minutes in.
So you see him as he's trying to poke and prod and deconstruct this thing. And you're looking around, you can start to hear Helena, the sounds of something in the air, and you look up and you see a fleet of drones, like 3 drones coming from the northeast-ish, coming in your direction above the tree line. They're not on you just yet, so you're kind of shouting out, letting people know. But Tchaikovsky, as he's reaching for the laser to pull the laser off, the laser again burns his hand, and he just starts kicking it. And
it reminds me of the forest fire.
So roll your feral thing. Let's see what happens to you. Because you rolled.
That's just another D6, right? Oh God,
just a D6.
Isn't 2 1s bad?
Oh my God, Derek! What?
Wait. So now we're missing Long for the session, and now I'm just gonna run off into the.
And that's exactly what happens. Is you see him run away, and maybe at first you don't even realize that he's running away because he's feral.
I'm riding my wagon away.
But so you do find like another big hole in the ground, maybe another sinkhole somewhere. You throw it in there, but as you're throwing it in there, Cujo, you see something fall off of it. When you pick it up, it looks to be some kind of megaphone. You've seen it similarly before. You've seen one of these before, so I won't require a comprehend check. But yeah, you know that they tend to use a variety of different pieces of attachments. One of them is a laser, one of them is a taser, one of them is a megaphone when they're just trying to shout and stun people, and it looks like that's what's still intact. So you can take a megaphone.
What would you say the encumbrance of a megaphone is? Light? Basic?
I think it's probably basic. I don't think it's light. I don't see. Yeah. I don't see.
You can only have 4 animal powers, right?
That is correct.
I don't even get anything from this then.
Did you roll your...
You do have to roll a d6 to see how long you're feral for.
Yeah.
5 hours.
5 years. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm living my life as a chameleon.
We'll see ya.
It's going to be sunbathing.
Okay. So all of you begin to hide as the drones start surveying this meadow area. They spend a significant amount of time around the big tree, around the bees. They split up. One of them heads westward, one of them heads southward, one of them heads eastward, and they're all just doing this kind of big circle. And you guys are just laying down probably in the tall grass or finding whatever. After about an hour of this, they finally give up their search and begin to retreat to a different section to start doing more searching. So you can see them head eastward a bit, and they start kind of patrolling around there. When you all pop out from your hiding places, the four of you, if we count McCloud, notice Tchaikovsky does not pop back up. And you look around, Tchaikovsky, as McCloud shouts and everything, and you guys do not find Tchaikovsky. He seems to be gone. The last you saw of him, Hamill and Cujo, he kicked the drone as you were throwing it into the sinkhole and just ran off.
I'll pull out my megaphone and use it and say Tchaikovsky through my megaphone.
Okay. And then the drone.
Please tell me it has like a voice.
No, like wait, no, you don't.
I want it to have like the Darth Vader voice effect. It just like masks his voice.
Yeah, it's like just walk away. No, but
any immediate tracks that we can see around us?
Hamill, are you doing your hunt for Tchaikovsky?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll spend the FP and see if I don't go.
It's gonna chain reaction of people going
right,
feral.
right.
I don't. Yeah, it's not my fault. If she goes feral.
Okay.
Whoa.
What happens if we all go feral?
It's gonna be a flash forward.
It's Zoo Day.
it's gonna be. Eventually, you track him down. Actually, back at the Seer, he backtracked all the way, and you get up to that Irish Seer lady, and she's like, "This crazy one is impotent. Is going crazy. He's eating all my nail polish. I've got tons and tons of nail polish. I like to sniff it before I do my seeing." Oh. And after about an hour of that, Tchaikovsky, you come out of the tent and you've got like all sorts of strange. So you've got like braziers on your head, and you've got like different like tribal paintings on your of like nail polish on your forehead and stuff like that. And she just starts hitting you. But yeah, you all are reunited a few hours later. It's like lunchtime at this point. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Your morning has been wasted.
I basically am just
I,
like running around the grass, waiting,
Hey,
and then
But you
finally
got a
it's like,
megaphone.
hey, you're back.
Yeah.
Can we go now?
Okay.
I
Should I go put
bandaged
this
my
megaphone
hand.
in Derek's couch so it can get stolen?
No, remember I burned down my house.
Yeah. All right. So you get back on your trail and you start heading north again. And you do notice that there, about a couple hours later, you pass by the tree area, you get into the forest. You know that there's an inner fence around here somewhere, but before you get there, you hear like this strange like whinnying and snorting and all sorts of these disturbing sounds. And Helena, you kind of peek over a ridge, sneaking up really stealthily, and you can see that there's like a dozen muskhorns, these small muskhorns that are in this little hollow of ground in between a variety of trees. And it's like this massive mosh pit, and they're all like freaking out and just bumping into one another. This is not normal behavior, Hamill. You would definitely, when Helena points it out to you, you would definitely tell this is really, really peculiar. But they all seem to be just hacking away at each other. You can completely bypass it, but it's just really kind of peculiar behavior.
How about we hang out? What? Hang out and watch him for a little bit.
So
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
So as you hang out and watch for a little bit, you notice that like every couple of minutes, there's a pause in their crazy behavior where they seem to suddenly settle. And then within that, so it looks like they just kind of look around, dazed, confused, disoriented. And then a minute later, they start freaking out. Just as they're starting to walk away and like lick their wounds and things, they start freaking out again, and they start banging on each other and like ripping into each other with their horns.
Do we hear anything abnormal in that quiet period? Like, can we perceive any other?
Not up on the ridge. You guys are keeping your distance, just watching. But no, nothing in your. You listen closely. Maybe the sound of a
Sounds
drum.
like I want to get closer.
Okay, so as you get up closer, go ahead and roll a move check.
I want to do the same.
Move test if you want to get up closer. If you're trying to wade through these things. 3 to 6 isn't bad, Derek. 3 to 6 is pretty good.
Now we're 4 for 7. We're I'm liking these stats. We're balanced.
Yeah. Okay. 4 for 6. I mean, if you're batting 300, I mean, if you're batting 500, that's Hall of Fame numbers right there.
Oh yeah, easily, yeah.
Right.
I'll give my extra move to little Hamill.
Okay. So
Thanks.
the two of you manage to carefully weave between this, and you realize that there is some kind of metallic object in the middle of this torn up ground that you can't quite make out exactly what it is. But as you're walking through, one of those pauses happen where and you get a moment to kind of hustle in. And as you get there, you realize that there is this small, like little metallic thing sticking up out of the mud, and it seems to be connected. You dig away really quickly, and then as you're doing so, you hear static begin to emerge. And for us, it would sound like a radio or something like that. As you start digging around it, that sound happens again. All of the muskhorns start going crazy and start slamming into each other, bumping into you. It's a little bit harder now to kind of pull up, but it seems to work in perfect unison with whatever is going on here.
And you said it was in the middle of all of these animals?
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any like disturbed earth or like a cable running from that antenna thing away somewhere to like a power source?
You don't see anything like that as maybe you and Helena and McCloud like just do a quick little meander around this big area. You don't see any cables. You don't see any connections. You don't see any nearby like fences or structures or anything like that.
Can I roll a no nature on it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Damn, one day I'll roll a successful no nature check.
You're just not very knowledgeable. Do you not have any wits?
I have 3.
Why aren't your wits rolling?
They are.
Really?
I have 0 and no nature.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I was getting the yellows and greens confused. I always do that. My bad.
Am I allowed to make that same roll with Cujo since I have a 5 in wits and 2 in no nature?
If you get up
Or
in
is-
there, you got to give me a move.
Oh yeah,
check.
I was going with him.
Okay, did you roll a move check?
Yeah.
Everyone did.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so yeah, you weave up in there. Go ahead and roll your no nature. That's fine.
Nice. You won't push
How
it,
many
no
dice
balls.
did you roll?
Come on.
Good gracious.
Come on. You're 4 for 6.
Oh,
You're 4 for
no.
7. You're still in the Hall of Fame.
No.
I was 4 for 7. Now I'm 4 for 8, which is still not bad.
So
But my wits.
as you kneel down to examine this thing, and maybe the rest of them are trying to give you some space, you try to pull it out of the little area that it's in, and in doing so, you hear a crack as like something cracks, and you pull out, and you have this long little metal stick that retracts and opens up again, and you start
My
digging
favorite
through
weapon.
it, and you whatever it was, you broke, and the sound stops. And then the muskhorns themselves, like again, they get into that disoriented stage. They look around. Some of them like nuzzle you, confused, thinking you're one of them, and then they begin to just start separating. But there was some kind of small black box, maybe the size of a forearm, and as you were pulling, and like little buttons on it, and this retractable, closable like little trap door, and there was something in it that is broken. It was a boom box for those listening.
I'm gonna take the cassette tape and pull all the string out
Yeah,
of
and
it.
there's so much string. Just
Oh
string
my
and
gosh.
string and string.
Tchaikovsky is crying now.
Okay. But as I'll say this though, Tchaikovsky, as you kind of start messing around and looking if there's anything salvageable, you notice that there is like this shiny cylindrical object.
Some batteries.
There's a battery in the back that's a little corroded, but it's intact, and so you can grab it and pocket that away.
For that camcorder.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You mean the camcorder that was stolen? Thanks for reminding me of my past.
If only we had that
Tchaikovsky's
right now.
Did you notice how you had a megaphone taken, given it back today? Had a camera taken, given a battery that would have functioned with the camera. Okay, so mystery solved. You continue moving, and you reach an inner fence that connects, that separates both the cat tribe from the badger tribe, and it also prevents easy access for badger hunters from gaining access to that forest to the west of the cat village, where there's reportedly, if you trust Chelios, a decent amount of game. And you also know that these things are electrified, and you gotta be careful. So what do y'all want to do?
Wait, so we just came up to the inner fence right now?
You're at an inner fence. That is
I will
correct.
burrow a tunnel for me and my friends under the inner fence.
Okay. Pop your feral points and then roll your.
I will pop it.
And then roll your dice.
Pop, lock, and drop it. Here we
Okay.
go.
All right.
Dig us all a little tunnel up to 30 feet long.
So
So
you-
I'm guessing this fence isn't that thick.
You dig down and underneath, and it goes a ways. You have to go a while down because you go down just a couple feet, and there's like cement, concrete foundation. And then
Bastards.
you keep going and you keep going, but eventually you're diving down pretty far at this point. But you do manage to get underneath. You can hear a strange buzzing, echoing through the dirt, as if whatever sort of electrification is going on in this fence. But the rest of you, do you follow? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sit.
Does my
Everyone wants
wagon
to-
fit?
Didn't your wagon explode?
No.
He had a month. He had a couple weeks to repair it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just took a minus to like the first 5 scavengers I did last session and the session before.
So when you all go through, you come out. You're all dirty as can be. Like you're covered in dirt and grime and mud and like little bits and pieces of earth. But you pop out, and as you pop out, not only do you hear the buzzing of the fence behind you, but you hear the sounds of drones in the air. You look around. There's a hill in front of you. There's some forested area. You don't see any of them yet, but you can hear them. You can hear them
Get
coming.
under cover.
All right, everyone. If anyone wants to hide, go ahead and roll a sneak.
Can I get a bonus to my sneak since I have a blanket now?
Is it a camel?
I'll give you a gear
blanket?
bonus. Yeah, take a. You could take a. I'll give you a gear bonus. That's sure. why
Chai's
not?
just painted leaves on it, but they're like not like
we
the
just crawled
good-looking
through
No.
dirt.
leaves.
It's a dirty blanket.
It is now a
Just
dirty
know
blanket.
if it explode, if like you get an explode on it, you're gonna rip that blanket.
Chai has lost
Oh,
item
no.
blanket. Chai has gained item dirty blanket.
Okay, so I've got one success.
No.
I'm not pushing it because I don't want to lose the blanket.
Did you just add it as a yellow die, or did you roll
You
it
gotta
as a
do a
die?
gear
Oh,
die. Dude.
actually, well, I just added it into the sneak skill, but
Okay.
it only took my agility into account. So let me just roll 1d6.
Okay,
Oh,
Okay, so
you wanna
if
push
I
that roll,
no,
you can push it.
I think you should push it and tear that sucker up.
no.
Chai has lost item, a dirty blanket.
So as you all attempt to find hiding places, only was it Helena? I think only Helena, the sneaky little cat that she is.
No, Hamill.
No, Helena got. Oh, Hamill pushed. Sorry.
Yeah, him pushed and got one.
So
Yep.
the two of you managed to take shelter, to take a hidden space, but the boys. Let me roll like a couple die. I don't even know how many dice. I'll
I'm
roll
just
4.
standing out in the middle of the field holding the towel or the blanket on my arm like a towel rack.
So the three of the boys there, they try to hide underneath this little grouping of rocks, but it are unsuccessful as 3 drones suddenly crest the hill, flying, swoop down, and they hover over top of the 3 who are still hiding underneath like a blanket, feet sticking out the bottom of the blanket. And you can see the blanket's moving because the twirling hat that McCloud's wearing is still moving.
Oh, no.
And you can hear the drones say something along the lines of "Halt, creature, accept examination. Halt, creature, accept examination." And it just continues to repeat this while the blanket is over top of the two of you.
Do we know if it's necessarily they haven't caught us doing anything wrong, right? For all they know,
But
we
now
just took
you
a
have
nap out in the
batteries.
field.
So
Oh, that's true.
So I would say you would know with drones that they're not like just going to come attack you all the time, depending on your behavior and how you interact with them. If you're found, who knows? Anything could potentially happen.
I was about to say, like, for all they know, we're just taking a nap out in the field. If we play it cool, we could like charisma our way through it by just being like, yeah, we were here hanging out. Why?
I am
I don't
going
know if you guys
to
think that's a good idea.
do nothing. I'm going to stay underneath the blanket.
Okay.
Likewise.
Okay. And after about a dozen repetitions of that, you're gonna hear the sound like a kind of a warning. It's like a warning sound, like nah, nah. And then they're gonna attempt to tase you. There's 3 of them, and so we'll do one on each of the guys.
Wait, they said halt, and we did halt.
Yeah, but you're hiding underneath the blanket still.
Oh,
Accept
no.
examination. Let's see what do I got. I got bonus of 1. All right, so they're gonna attempt to do. Okay, so taser shots. So 1 taser shot on each one of you, with a gear dice of 1. We'll say that one is on McCloud, and then this one will be on Cujo, and then this one will be on Tchaikovsky. Okay.
Is this something I can?
I'll just pretend to get tased
Block?
so they believe it.
So this is a tase. This is quite literally a taser. So what you can do, since it's like reaching out and trying to sort of like stun you with whatever kind of electrical things, these little prongs shoot out and into the blanket and stab through the blanket, and the teeth manage to lunge into the flesh of Cujo and of McCloud. These are technically ranged attacks.
Okay, then I will roll for small
Okay.
to avoid the successful attack.
Okay, go for it.
Success.
And McCloud's going to take 4 points of damage. And by 4 points of damage, it means 4 points of fatigue.
Yikes. These things are too OP, man. I swear.
They are, man. These are the easy ones, too.
Yeah, well, what the fuck are we supposed to
Just
do?
rubbing salt.
I bet you even if I attacked it, it'd have like 10 points of armor, and I'd be like not be able to get through
You
at
can
all for anything.
Give it a try, man. See what happens. That's all of his agility. So he is broken with agility. So he is. So you can see that that old McCloud just and just becomes motionless next to you. Next to you, Tchaikovsky. Okay. What do you all want to do? How do you want to deal with
Hamill's
this?
not moving from undercover.
Okay,
right
I would
now.
say you and Helena can see all of this happening. They're literally firing stuff into,
Mhm.
just like with your brother, you're doing nothing. Got it. Helena, what do you do?
There's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
There are 3 of them. Yeah.
Since I didn't get tased, could I like take the megaphone and the battery and kind of like put
First
them
of all,
in
it's
the
my
blanket?
megaphone.
Well, I'm gonna take it from you. You're getting tased. What are you gonna do? Stop me? I'm gonna like hide them in the blanket, like ball it up and throw it to the side. And I don't know what they mean by like assume the probing position. Do I stick my ass up in the
You
air?
have
Or
to
do I put
show
my hands
yourself.
up?
You were literally covered underneath a blanket.
Yeah, I'll just try to hide the artifacts that we have, since that's the only thing I could think of that would get us in trouble, and like ball them up and throw the blanket aside, and then just do the party submission escort position.
Okay. So you get rid of the blanket, and then you can see that the lens begins to switch a little bit, and they start scanning over each of you. You see like
I also yell, "This is a terrible way to wake up someone from a nap," so they just to play the facade.
and they don't seem to respond to that, and they say something along the lines of like, remain motionless, citizens, wait for retrieval.
All right, that I remember being bad.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have a crossbow now.
Okay.
I want to shoot it.
Okay. So
With the
Yes.
sneak attack.
that's fine.
I have a sling. I will also shoot.
Okay.
I have a short bow.
So there's 3 of them. We'll resolve this with Helena.
Focus
and
on
Hamill
one.
first.
Focus on one of them.
Okay.
The one
Yes.
that's attacking Longley.
Okay, fair enough. We can do that. So the 2 of you want to. We'll say you're within short distance, so you're not that far away. Is that good for both your weapons?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so then I'll say that you have. I would say you would have a sneak attack here, so because they didn't notice you, you can get. Since I said you're in short, that's 0 mod. If you wanted to get closer, you could. If you wanted to maneuver to get closer forward, but I don't think that would really help you too much.
Mm.
It's usually a minus, actually, I think.
Yeah, so go ahead
For
and
ranged.
take +2 modification because you are still. Actually, yeah. So we'll call it an ambush actually because they're moving and they're nearby. I'll call it an ambush and give you +2 mod on your attacks. There we go. We'll just do that.
Okay.
Okay. So the 2 of you are focusing on the same one. Go right ahead.
And I'm also gonna spend 2 Pharaoh points. 1 to make it my prey, and 1 to
Okay.
give me an additional mod.
Okay.
So
I
first, I'm
don't
gonna go
think
ahead and
I
roll the
need to spend
d6s.
anything yet.
Nice.
I'm good on that, so
Okay.
I'm okay. So now I'm adding 3 to this,
+2 from
2. Plus
from
2.
from like ambushing them, and so whatever else you had.
and then 1 from me, so it's 3.
Okay.
So I do 2 damage.
Okay. So 2. I'm writing this down. Oh no. I need a different pen. Oh no, my pen. The one time I don't have a backup pen. There it goes. Okay.
That feeling when you roll 8 dice and can't get 1 6.
Right?
Okay, we'll call this drone 1.
I think I should have had 1. Got 1 more coming.
Okay.
One
All
more.
right.
Got it.
So how much did you do to it, Helena? I didn't catch the roll.
2 damage.
All right. These things have 3 armor, so I'm gonna roll. But all of that goes through. Okay.
And it dies?
Nope. Still buzzing around. What about you, Hamill?
Hamill will push.
Okay, go for it.
Wait, that's like the exact same roll.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 2 dice that were different.
Okay.
But hold on. I actually need to do 2 more.
Oh,
One
do
more.
you? Oh, just keep adding them until you hit it. Is that what we're doing here? Is that how we're playing? Okay.
No, still didn't.
Okay, good deal. Take whatever amount of trauma that you just took. Tchaikovsky and Cujo, you guys can get something in here too if you want.
Yeah, as the arrow comes flying down and hits the drone, I will make a swing at it with my club.
We'll say they're in near range of you. They're hovering over top of you. Can you get into
I'm
Not
gonna
arm- so
fire
not
an
arm's
arrow.
length.
Yeah, not arm. I would say not arm's length for them. Let me double check that. Make sure. Yeah, we'll call it near, as they're a couple feet above, hovering.
And we have no bonuses or minuses, Cujo
You
and
two
I, correct?
don't. No, you two
Okay.
don't get any.
Well, I can't hit it then if it's not within my range.
Okay. There's rocks nearby. If you want to try to do a climb up and jump on it, I'll let you.
Sure, I will maneuver and then try and propel myself onto this drone.
Okay.
Rocks again.
Roll
Dad.
up.
Do I know how to pilot a drone?
No. Roll a move test to try to jump and land on it.
God.
And then how about Tchaikovsky? Is that a fail?
Thank the
I just took
Lord.
1 point of agility damage.
You leap on top of the one that Helena and Hamill were just shooting. You are literally clinging to it right now. Do you want to make
Since
an
I got-
attack?
Can I get any bonuses for my double success?
I will let you. Yes, you can. I don't know what yet. Roll an attack.
All right.
Roll an attack. I'll give you
Punches
a +1 mod on
twice.
your attack. +1 mod on your attack. We'll carry the success
Okay.
over, and you get a +1 mod.
Tchaikovsky just watching him leap up into the air is like, jam your
not-
finger in
I
its
almost just rolled
receptacle.
20 cure dice. That would have been amazing.
So Tchaikovsky, you missed.
I didn't.
Okay. All right.
All right, so that is a 4 damage.
4 damage. I'll roll.
As I jump up on, I pull out my club and I just swing it down into the underbelly where it's like propelling itself up as hard as I can.
So as you leap up on top of it, clutching onto it, swinging with the club with one hand, clinging onto it with the other, this thing suddenly sputters out and crashes to the ground. As actually enough damage to between the two.
Yo, holy
to take
shit.
it down. And I rolled crappy
Good
on my armor.
job.
Okay, we're gonna go back around and let the drones now take their turns. And so they're going to. You're gonna hear them say, "Sentinels alerted en route.
Fuck me.
Sentinels alerted en route." And then it's
We
gonna
just need to
say,
go back in the tunnel.
"Lay down arms before you are, killed." And then it's they're going to try to taser the two of you again. So there's 2 of them alive. There's 2 of you, so I'll have them try to taser you. Remember, not Tchaikovsky. McCloud has already been completely fatigued out, so he's down to 0 fatigue, broken that way. All right, so let's go. We've got taser. This will be on Cujo. And then the second one will be on Tchaikovsky. I will go ahead and push the one
on Tchaikovsky, of course.
on Cujo. Sorry.
Error.
No, it's because because I'm actually on my. I put up like a
Oh,
secondary
right.
account, so it's my
Yeah.
There we go. No, I can't do it again. Let me just roll it again. So I would have taken 1 agility. All right, so I take 1 point of agility damage as the drone is unable to actually properly target Cujo. You're gonna take their Tchaikovsky. You take 2 points of agility damage.
Can I? Shit. What happens if? So
If
I'm
you
at
need
1
to.
agility right now. I don't. So is there a difference between going to 0 and going to -1, or should I just? Because I could use my natural armor again, but I don't want to risk another feral incident.
0 is 0. If you're reduced to 0, you're reduced to 0. So you're basically effectively you're broken by fatigue, which means you're gonna be able to do a maneuver, but you won't be able to do any kind of actions. So
can I just chug water as I get shot at to restore fatigue, or no?
You can do that to, I think, recover from being broken.
Okay.
So you can double check that again, because normally we've been doing like physical damage. We'll double check that. But do you want to use your natural armor or not?
I think once you're broken, you need to be healed.
Yeah, I think you need a heal check to come up
that's
from
true.
0. To come up from 0, you'll naturally get up out of 0 over time, but it takes like a D6 or something like that, D6 hours. But a heal check will do that faster. And so if like Helena were to run up or somebody else were to just quickly do a heal check, I can't because I can't have McCloud do it. And then you can drink water. All right. So do you want to use your natural armor then?
It wouldn't help.
It wouldn't help.
In this situation because I'm already at 1 agility, so
Okay.
I would only negate 1 damage.
So then you see Cujo as another one of those little taser, like little these little injection capsules shoots down, and all of a sudden Tchaikovsky, much the same way that McCloud is. And we'll come back around to Hamill and Helena. What do you two want to do?
I'm going to attack the one that's on Chai.
Okay.
Me too.
So
Right.
before they roll their attack, I'm going to take out my megaphone, and I'm going to say, "Submit to us for further inspection. Lay down your weapons or face the consequences."
Does not compute.
And try and get their attention away from the arrows and rocks flying from the trees.
Okay. No ambush modification this time, so it's just your normal attacks.
Helena, what are you doing all the way outside the outer fence? Do you think you're too good for us here in Paradise Valley?
What? What do you mean?
On the map.
Oh, I got abandoned.
All right, let's see.
I'm gonna spend 2 more FP to try to.
Ooh.
Shit.
Oh.
All right, roll a d6.
Oh no, my thing's pending.
All right, 2's okay. 2's not the worst.
I'll look it up.
Okay, thank you.
Since the only one I have memorized is like 3, 4, and 1.
We know 1 is terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and roll it the other way.
Wasn't 2 where you forget how to use like tools or something like that?
I think the
I think
basic
that was
that's
3.
the basic text macro works the best, but it means you have to manually punch in all your numbers.
Where the hell is it?
It's under animal powers.
Yeah, it was just there. Here we go.
It's thinking.
About...
I did a shoot from the macro and it's thinking.
You must immediately run away or fight against an individual of your choosing, friend or foe, until your opponent is broken. After that, you lose your ability to speak and to use tools.
So
So I
it's
keep
not bad.
attacking the thing I'm attacking.
but it
If
has
that's
to
what you
break.
choose to do.
Yeah. Or you can run away. Do you want to fight or run away?
Oh.
If you choose to fight this, you are fighting it until it's broken. No,
So even
Which
if
is
this-
going to be when I fight it. Trust me.
We're focus firing, so I'm
Yep.
gonna trust my companions.
Trust your fighter, okay? Trust the man with the pointy teeth and claws.
all right. Helena, you shot at it, right? You
Yeah,
used a maneuver to load, and then you shot. You've got no points in shoot and 4 points in agility, correct?
Yep.
And what's your bonus
So you
on the
just want me
weapon?
to roll 4.
I got it. What's the
Bonus is 1.
all right? So did that work?
No.
It just came up as Jeff GM.
I was gonna say I see your
Oh,
name, but I
no.
don't see a roll.
Everything's just busting, man. Okay, going to Foundry VTT. Okay, there you go. So there's no successes on yours. Are you pushing there, Hamill?
Sure.
And then Ashley, go ahead and just roll 4d6.
4 or 5 because of the bonus.
Bonus for what? Oh yeah, for the bow. Sorry.
The weapon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Doesn't the crossbow have 2 bonus?
No,
she's
2 damage.
2 damage, 1 bonus.
Oh.
1 success.
Okay.
1 success.
All right. So do you want to push, Helena?
You'll explode your crossbow if you do.
Yes.
No, thank you.
You sure?
Yep.
But I am a
Positive?
mechanic.
All right.
I got
But without it.
that one hit, so that's 2 damage.
All right. So 2 damage and then
1
damage. So
damage.
okay. So then let me roll this. The first. I'm gonna roll armor 3d6s for Helena's attack. I block all of it,
No.
and then armor for Hamill's attack. I block
Oh my
all of
god.
it. Bitch is going down. This is where it ends. Right here. Okay. Go ahead, Cujo.
Do you want me to jump again?
I'll say you're smart enough to know how to do it the second time. That's fine. That's fine.
Awesome. So I can just make an attack.
Go for it.
All right. Since I
step
still
up,
have my
hop
club
up.
out, I will still use my club. I will take away my bonus to my fight since I did not use a great move.
Until they move, I'll let this go. And then when they go, they're fucking moving.
I just need 1 success.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's not going to go through, is it?
Just do
it's
regular
broken.
dice. Just do regular dice.
All right, let me count real quick.
Okay. The first dice are we'll treat them as the base dice, and so that's
Yeah.
where the ones we're looking for ones. If anything goes wrong, and then the next dice will be skill, and then the last dice will be gear. Yep.
Ooh,
Oh,
buddy.
Shit.
I will not push it.
Okay, I'll roll.
Oh my gosh.
Roll
Told
3.
you. I
Wow.
told you. Trust your fighter.
And that will be
That's 8
enough.
damage
That is enough.
into the underbelly. I know the weakness now.
Just tear through it. All of its mechanical
Wow.
guts just spill out beneath it. So you see like a mechanical liver and a mechanical heart just, and this thing falls down to the ground. You on top of it.
Okay.
So there's a third one that's now starting to.
So
Does not compute.
As I'm falling out of the sky writing this, I'm gonna have my microphone out and get again into the last.
What are you holding on to? You need to hold on to something.
I'm gonna say submit for further inspect, and then it's gonna crash into the ground.
Okay, so this thing on its turn is going to go ahead and it's going to fly higher out of range. It's going to switch to its laser weapon, which there's actually no switching. It's just going to use its laser weapon. And so this is lower damage. And it's going to shoot at Cujo, since Cujo is the one who keeps hopping on top of it. So that's 2 for agility, 3 for bonus. I'm sorry, 5 for agility, 2 for shoot. So first 5 are agility. So
This isn't the drone that took agility damage.
The other 2, the only ones that taken
Damn.
damage are destroyed at this point. So you've got 10 total. So 10.
How much experience do we get for each drone? I want to know if I can level up and
I'm gonna
get all my HP and MP back in
I'm
the
gonna
middle of the fight.
2 runs of 5. All right, so I just did 4 points of damage as a laser comes down from the sky. This thing's now about 25 feet in the air, hovering over top of Cujo, shoots down at him, and this red laser just cuts into his skin, and you smell like some burning coming from him as well.
All right. After attackers are declared, but before damage is dealt, I have armor and I also have my small ability. Do you want me to roll my armor first, or do you want me to roll my small first?
Is your armor good against any damage, or is it only good against melee damage?
My hockey helmet is good versus all attacks.
Okay, so roll ahead. Go ahead and roll your armor.
Okay.
So however many d6s. Don't roll ones. Okay, so you don't block anything, but you don't also break it. So that's good.
Okay.
And now
So
what's your
then-
small ability?
Do I get to know how much damage each success does to me?
You just said before damage is done, right?
Right.
So
So damage hasn't been dealt yet.
damage has not been dealt yet, but you do know there are 4 successes.
I do know there were 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to spend 3 feral points
Okay.
and negate 3 of your successes.
Okay.
So I will roll 3d6.
roll 3d6s.
I'm good.
Okay.
So I take 1 hit, which is how much damage, Jeff?
1.
Okay, thank God. I was waiting for you to say 3. I was like, God damn it.
Now the laser's easier to
no.
hit with, but less damage.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Okay, so we'll go back around to
You guys need to take this out of the sky because I'm no longer able to fly up 25 feet to take this thing down for you guys.
At this point, I'm going to say, because you all were in short range before, and this thing has now gone 25 yards up, I'm going to say you're going to have to close some distance from where you're hiding. So you're going to have to spend a maneuver to get closer so that you can actually shoot up to 30 yards away. So it's like,
If you want to pick up my bow, since I'm incapacitated, it's got a long range distance. So
Cujo could do that, yeah, because you guys are right next to each other. So
All right, then. Okay, never mind. It wasn't my turn. It was your turn.
The two of them, Hamill and Helena, probably have to spend 2 maneuvers, one to load, one to move, and then one to load.
Do we determine, can I spend a maneuver to like drink?
To drink like water and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, you're not broken, are you?
No.
Yeah, you're fine.
But I don't want to be broken.
I mean, yeah, the maneuver thing says you can get an item from your gear and stuff like that. So
okay,
it's fine.
Yeah,
as long as you're
I'll
not
do
broken,
that,
you're good. Okay, so then what are you doing with your second? So you use a maneuver, and then you can either use a second move action, or maneuver action, or you can do an action. But both of you need to load your weapons. So
yeah, so I would drink and load.
Okay. Now make sure that you're trying to remember. I'm trying to remember with the loading. Double check to make sure that you can move. You can still use maneuvers to move after you've loaded a weapon for yours, Melissa.
I assumed I wouldn't be able to if one is a maneuver.
But you are not in its range. It's out of your range increment by flying up. So you actually have to close distance. That's what I was saying before.
She can do it because it says you can perform 2 maneuvers, and a maneuver can be any of the following, one of which is prepare a ranged weapon.
Right, but then
ranged weapon.
But when you load stuff, when you actually
I see what you're saying. Because next time, if I move, then I've undone my prepare.
That's what I mean.
So I need to drink water.
I see what you're saying.
So I need to drink water and move with my 2 maneuvers this time. Got it.
Okay, Helena, you said, well, actually, so you had a catch. What are we doing?
So I want to I want to roll a feral point for fleet-footed.
Okay.
So I can go from long distance to arm's length in one turn. I just want to leap at it.
Just teleport next to the drone.
Okay.
Sorry, kid. Nothing personal.
So you want to leap. Okay, so you're going to leap like 30 yards into the sky.
She is a cat.
Okay. All right, and then you come down.
I don't even mean maybe like going that far, but I mean maybe like coming next to Cujo, like closing whatever distance of however long.
So what does fleet-footed say?
I run like the wind on all fours. By spending 1 feral point, I can double my movement during 1 turn. Every maneuver spent on movement counts as 2. I can also go directly from long distance to arm length in 1 turn.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can spend that. You can run up into the small group that were trying to hide by that rock. So to where Cujo and Tchaikovsky and McCloud are.
And I rolled my feral point. I'm fine.
Okay.
So I'll do that, and then when I get up there, I'm going to heal Tchaikovsky.
Okay, so that's gonna be your action.
Yeah. So
was your animal power in action? However,
that was my movement.
Okay, so but does fleet-footed specifically say? Because when you use an animal power, it's normally an action. Is it a rider? Is it an enhancing ability?
Enhancing.
Okay, then you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. So I have 4 for instinct, 5 for heal. So I'll do my 4, and then I'll do my 5. So I have 3 successes on my heal for Chai.
Look at you.
Okay.
Nice.
Tchaikovsky reverses an age.
Okay.
Did I overheal you or?
So you successfully unbroke him, and then you can do some stunts. I'm resetting our API to see if we can get the roll. I can get the roll thing back up, but you can do stunts with the other 2. Just the 1 success is enough to unbreak him.
What do you mean by stunts?
I was about to say, what stunts can you do in a heal?
Stunts are extra successes. That's how we do extra damage and stuff. Like there's other things you can do with extra successes. All right.
So heal him up
find
to
it
full.
in the book.
Yeah.
Give him extra points somewhere.
I reset our sandbox for API sandbox, so hopefully the rolling will now work. There were a bunch of errors popping up. So all right, so if you look at our trauma primer, So you healed somebody, so that works. So look at page 50, I think.
Seems to be working a lot quicker now.
Yeah, there was a bunch of errors
Very
popping
nice.
up. Okay. So then, Cujo, what do you want to do?
I will. Well, I guess Chai's awake now, so I'm not going to take his bow.
Still taken.
I'll hand
kind of
you
weapons does Long
my
have?
crossbow if you want to try it.
I mean, my shoot skill is probably not nearly as good as yours, so it's probably just better on you. I will just. I'll use my megaphone to say, well, guys, this is all up to you, and I'm going to maneuver behind cover.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh no.
What would you say? There's tree trunks nearby?
Absolutely. Cover is easy enough to find.
All right, so I will maneuver behind a tree trunk and then
Throw a rock.
They explode. We learned that on Thursday.
They do really good damage.
It did actually explode on Thursday. Did you notice that? It really did. Yeah.
I did explode it.
and then I'm gonna roll a heal check on myself.
Fair enough. So maneuver to find cover, action to roll heal check.
Oh,
itself.
buddy! There we go. That's 1 point.
All right. Did I show you the new did I show you guys the new emotes, by the way? So you've already seen a couple
For
of
the
them.
chat?
Yes, there's 5 working now. I still got one more I'm waiting on approval for. But here's the 5. Boom. The 5s that are working. So we got nuke, axe, hat, mushrooms, and bear. But some of those are, and then the bear's mustache. Some of those,
my god.
Yeah. That's Josh's character, a level 4 stash. Yeah.
Little
So Chai, did you
hour.
take 3 healing for the 3
Yeah.
successes?
Yeah.
So 1 broken, and then 2 healed,
2, yeah.
basically.
Mhm.
Good deal.
Okay, so then since you moved, Hamill, Helena, you moved up and healed. Cujo, you did something. It'll go ahead and take another shot. I will roll, since there are now 4 specific wings. I think it.
It'll
Roll
take
a
a shot at me
D4.
again.
I think it would still go after Cujo because Cujo has been the most. But you're under protection now, so you'll have. You'll have.
I'll have some decent armor.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna still go after Cujo here. I will roll from the actual thing. There we go. 4 successes.
Easy money. I'm also gonna roll my 8 armor.
I think I'm gonna push.
Oh Jesus! All right, you're gonna explode your gun, homie.
It's got a lot of bonuses to it. I'm gonna push. I want to see if I can kill him. Nope.
Not a chance.
Couldn't. Okay.
And as you push, your gun explodes, taking 2 damage.
My
away.
gun's fine. The gear dice didn't explode.
Oh, they were successes. I'm dumb. Never mind. All right. So first 5 are the tree. Last 3 are my mask.
Okay.
All right. So armor will block 2.
All right. So then take the remaining 2.
I will go down. I am still alive.
See if these are working too.
Thanks to that clutch heal I healed myself with.
We got some Nightbot commands, so I keep forgetting to use these. Yay, they're actually working now. Okay, so you got 2 points. 2 points damage. Then I'm going to say, since you ran off a little bit to the east, you're hiding behind a tree trunk. You can hear in the distance, there is something to the east that is starting to rumble in your direction. It's still a ways out, but you can kind of hear it. And you've heard this before, the night of the wild dance. You're like, oh shit, not again. Okay, back around to you all. What do you want to do?
Everyone fire!
Yeah, let's attack
You're
real
running
quick.
out of
and
time.
we get
Yeah.
the fuck out.
Shooting an arrow at it.
Loading and shooting.
Take it down.
And then here's my favorite one, by the way. While you guys are doing that, is the Brimley one. Did you know that?
Oh
did you
my
know-
god.
Did you know that Wilford Brimley does jazz? It's the
Wilford
greatest.
Brimley's dead.
No, he's not. He's alive. His Twitter
Guys.
account is very active.
No.
He's alive. He's not dead.
He died to the thing.
He did. But then how did he make Cocoon? That makes no sense at all.
Wait, he is still alive?
He's still alive. I'm not
I
making
could
that
have
up.
sworn
No,
he was dead.
No, he's got. I follow him on Twitter. He's a very nice and funny. He often talks about the thing. He's a great follow. Let's see successes. Who's shooting? We got Tchaikovsky, successful attack. We've got Helena off a push, gets an attack, but also takes
Damn
a
it.
fatigue.
Yep.
Helena, you forgot to roll your gear dice.
That's what that
Okay.
other two was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to spend a feral point and I rolled a 1.
Oh, if Helena, if that's what the last two are, then you take a point of damage on your weapon because that is a fail. That last yellow dice is a fail. So you take 1 point of damage to your weapon. Which
Well, the 2 was for my first one. I didn't roll for my second push for the gear dice. So the 2 is for my first one before I pushed because I didn't factor it in.
There's four yellow dice in the first and there's 4 yellow dice in the second. Oh, the 2 that you rolled separately. I see what you're doing. I misunderstood. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're good, but you do take a point of fatigue.
Yeah.
Then what happened to you, Hamill?
We'll have to. Oh, she goes feral.
I rolled 1 and I went feral, and then I rolled 1 again.
Okay.
How many hours?
I get control of her.
Yep, that's true.
Doesn't mean she runs away. This means I get control of her. And so you're gonna
How merciful.
You're
will
gonna
Jeff
see
be?
Hamill step up underneath this drone and just with the great ferocity of a tiny little ferret begin to just scoop up rocks and start slinging them up, like just throwing them, not even loading them into her sling, just throwing them like completely ineffectually. But she's just doing so, and it's just like constantly, and she's lost all perspective.
Hamill, roll 30d6 to see what these stones
constantly talking about like Hamilton, like her brother, this or that. She's just mumbling random nonsensical shit.
Where's my brother?
I said random nonsensical shit. So it's just like and it just doesn't really make any sense at all.
All she's yelling is ham.
Right. So I'm gonna roll armor for Tchaikovsky's attack. Tchaikovsky, your damage goes through, and same thing for Helena. So what's the total damage between the two of you?
Just 1 for me.
All right,
it's dead. We killed it.
Nope, it is still kicking.
Wait, you said it had 3 health.
No, this has actually. Yeah, you're right. It does have 3 health. Sorry, my bad.
Ooh,
so you see that go?
Tried to kill us,
and it just like crashes to the ground. Hamill, meanwhile, runs up to it and barehanded clawing away at it, just is tearing it. And anytime any one of you try to get out after her, she just and she's just going crazy on it. Cujo, when you look over to the east, over a hill, you can see roughly a half a mile away, coming up this hill towards the top of to where you guys are. You can see 3 sentinels just full speed, like 20, 30 miles an hour, just coming directly at you. You estimate you have maybe 2 minutes before they get here.
All right, I'm going to spend that 2 minutes to try and mock them with my megaphone while they charge at me. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to take 10 seconds to try and break off something valuable from the nearest drone to me. So can I make a quick scavenge check or no?
Go ahead, roll a scavenge check.
Helena's grabbing her little puppy friend, and we're getting the fuck out.
You're gonna try a little puppy friend? What?
Yeah.
McCloud. Oh, McCloud. That's right. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, big money.
I'm gonna say that you're able to harvest. Just put some sort of generic like plating or something like that down in electronics, and maybe
titanium plating.
Turn it into something later. We do like a craft check for something later, but the everything else seems to be kind of destroyed from the crash as it kind of came down. But yeah,
I want to harvest 2 of the levitation generators from these drones and make a pair of boots out of them, so I can now fly as a bear or as a Wolverine to attack these flying drones next time.
What do you guys want to do as the Sentinels 3 away?
Okay. You guys think
we got to find like the?
I'm just saying my rolls are on point.
No, I'm out of here. I'm trying to escape into the forest or somewhere that gives us a lot of occlusion.
So Helena, you sling McCloud over your shoulder, and then you and Cujo and Tchaikovsky, you begin.
I throw Hamill in the wagon.
Hamill, roll an attack against Tchaikovsky, please.
I figured that was going to happen.
So a fight. Just roll a fight.
Yep.
Watch this freaking big bomb attack.
Just like 5 successes and Tchaikovsky's dead.
Rolls a yacht.
Yeah, I'm broken again.
Can you push that, please?
Oh my god!
All right. 2 points of damage to Tchaikovsky, 2 points of damage to Hamill.
I have to use my natural armor. I'm going to be broken.
Okay, done.
Roll that d6.
Oh,
Okay. Now, Tchaikovsky, I would like you to roll a force. This is going to be a contested force test. So force Tchaikovsky, force Hamill. Both of you roll forces, please. Force tests. 1 success for Tchaikovsky. Two successes from
where are these rolls
Hamill.
when we are on our team, asshole?
So you try to pick her up. As you get close to her, before you even get a chance to reach down, she claws away at you and just starts beating away. And then you try to pick her up, and she manages to squirm between your arms and pushes you out of the way. And you are unable to pick her up. And you can see the tops of the shiny heads of the sentinels begin to crest the hill about 100
I'm out.
yards.
Gotta leave me
she's
behind.
on her own.
Okay.
Yep.
As all of you run westwardly, you find a place to hide. Hamill is still sitting there, ripping away at the innards of one of these things, just pulling out cords and little pieces. The sentinels come up, and they just eventually you're broken, and they look around. They start scooping up the remains of the drones. They scoop up Hamill, and then they make U-turns. And they start driving in an northeasterly direction.
Should she roll a critical injury?
It's been nice knowing you all.
I actually think that's a good idea. Can you hit the critical injury button? There's a macro for it. I worked on this yesterday.
Can
Watch
I,
that.
while we do that, can I heal up Cloud?
Absolutely.
Cloud.
Yeah. Go ahead. So look in the macro section there, Hamill.
What a time to go feral.
I
So
see injury.
That's the one, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, just the injury.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought you said critical injury. Sorry.
Okay, so you managed to heal up the fatigue damage done,
He's
heal
no
is
longer
broken stature.
Yeah.
Some of you, he probably has some water. He drinks it, and he's okay. All right. Internal bleeding. This is lethal if not healed at a -1 modification.
Oh, Jesus.
Within 1d6 minutes. Hamill, roll
She's
a d6.
dead.
Helena, you have to fly fleet-footed all the way up and drop a.
So that's
heal.
3
It's
minutes?
the
Am I understanding that
drones.
correctly?
Yeah, that's
4 minutes.
But I thought it was -1.
modification.
-1 modification for the heal test. So
Oh my god.
as you all are watching this happen, they come up and just basically hit her like she's like in a crosswalk, and a car just boom, and she just flies away from the drone. And you can see her writhing in pain as she still manages to somehow get up and slowly crawl, like her legs aren't quite working, and begins hacking away at the treads of the sentinel. And the sentinel just kind of scoops her up. What are you all doing while this is happening? So Helena, you made your heal test. It's fine. So you're healing McCloud. Cujo, Tchaikovsky. What are the two of you doing?
How far away are we from this?
We'll say you guys ran about 40 yards to the west, and you're hiding in a grove of trees to the north. It's like the start of the Western cat forest.
What's the realism of scavenging rope and trying to lasso Hamill and just rip her back to us? This is like a Hail
I don't
Mary.
think you can get like a 40 yards, but if you want to scavenge, you can certainly try. Like I'm all for you trying to do it, but like in reality, there are 3 incredibly powerful robots. These are not drones. Like you all are smart enough to know that if you try to take these on, there's a realistic chance
we're gonna die.
all of you could get killed or captured. It's up to you, and especially you, Tchaikovsky, because you're the oldest of the group. You would be savvy enough to know this. So yes, we'll say you can find about 50 feet worth of rope. That still doesn't. You'd still have to move more into the open and throw your lasso. It's up to you guys.
We have 4 minutes to dig a hole big enough where 3 sentinels will fall into and won't be able to get out of.
Just see Cujo burrowing.
How many points of burrow would I need to spend to make a hole
35.
big enough? 35 feral points?
Which you don't have, unfortunately.
I can make
10,
it work.
Right? It's max
Yeah,
10.
but if I have everyone damage me in the middle of using all my feral
and
points.
Helena's constantly healing you while this is
Exactly.
happening.
I have a healing potion. I have 2 healing potions. Helena has points.
I'm just on your back, just smashing him on your forehead. Like, heal, damn it.
All right. Well,
Oh, no.
I can't think of anything creative.
The only thing I can think of is using my megaphone as a distraction to try and get them to come back. But then again, we're running the risk of fighting them and dying again.
But
so
it's scooped up and it's holding Hamill in literally 4 minutes.
You guys don't know anything about the 4 minutes. You guys, there's no way you would know that.
But we saw her get run over.
You
by
saw
a
her
sentinel,
take
right?
a pretty brutal hit, and she doesn't look good. So you're welcome to be like, she looks. I mean, she's obviously in great danger. You do know
Helena as a doctor.
You do know,
No.
at the very least, that if these things drive away with her, it's possible you might, and if they get, and these things will bring her to either a bunker or one of the like you guys are near the Western Forbidden Zone. You might never see her again, at least not in the way that you see her now.
All right, guys, I have a burrow ability, so I can get away. I am going to, as I see these sentinels pick up Hamill, I'm going to find the, when megaphones have that function that just makes like a loud blaring noise where you don't have to speak through it.
An alarm sound?
Yeah. I'm going to find that function. I'm going to take a piece of cloth and wrap it around the trigger of this megaphone. And I'm going to use it as a blaring signal and start running towards the sentinels until I can get their attention.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and get close and lasso Hamill out of their claws, grip. I don't know.
No, everybody's gonna die.
They seem to have wrapped some sort of some sort of metallic cord around her, and she's quite literally resting on top of the treads. Like, so these are like little tanks basically, and then they have like a humanoid top to them. And she's like resting on like top of the treads, not literally
so
on the
she's
treads.
Tied,
yeah,
right. But is she tied
They're not
to the
holding
machine
on
or
to her,
just
is what he's
tied
saying.
to her?
They're not like holding
tied
on
up.
to her. Yeah, so
she's tied up.
Gotcha.
She's just hanging out.
So if you
I'm gonna
like if we can knock her off, we can find a way to, if we can, hit her off or grab her, we can do that. So I think you and Helena should hide and do your best when they drive past. Maybe I can get them to stop and then burrow out. I don't know. Do you guys want to make do you want to make a go for this or no? Or are we just letting Hamill die?
I don't want to let her die. I don't know.
It's all for the resistance. Leave no badger behind. That's my motto. She's my buddy. I need to do everything I can to help her.
If everybody dies.
Okay.
I already spent my action healing.
You're good. McCloud is eating something.
McCloud is going to, since he just got broken and he's coming back, he can get a new scry.
Yeah, he does have instant. He has the instant thing. So, sure, if you would
he's
like.
Going to scry our success in rescuing Hamill.
The lasso just gets around her just right, and I yank her to safety.
I will say,
I'm also still feral because you guys already tried to.
You're tied up. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, you're tied up. We don't have to fight you anymore, and you're broken.
Okay, I'll roll a scry, and this will be for the lasso attempt. Okay, because he has instant. Because he does have instant scry. Let me double check because I don't know all of his abilities, but I'm pretty sure he took the thing that allows you to. Where's his damn talents? Oh, that's Tchaikovsky. Like, that's not the guy.
I scavenge a new Hamill.
So he doesn't need extensive rituals to foretell. You can scry at any point during the game session. It counts as an action. The vision takes hold of you and renders you unable to do anything else. You are not allowed to roll scry again before the event in your visions has come to pass. Fortunately, you did actually use the previous scry already when you were scouting by the bees. So, okay, sure. I'll have him try to scry then for your lasso attempt.
Did you start a timer for her bleed out?
No, not yet.
I'm still
God, I'm so nervous.
It's not real time. If it's real time, she'd been dead a long time.
Yeah. Died like 3 times.
All right, so we've got. So he's got. Let's see. Basic
Eric, this is all
test.
on you. You got to land this shoot test.
I don't like this pressure. I don't like it at all.
So he's got 2 in.
I'm confident I can get out. I have a decent amount of feral points to spend,
He's
and
got-
I mean,
good
I've
at
got
avoiding-
fast reflexes and the tail, so I also can escape. I just
I'm
don't want to
good
let
at
a
avoiding
comrade
damage.
die.
Holy shit!
Is that a scry?
That's a scry.
Wait, that's an
She's not
instant
meant to
teleport.
die. No. Yeah, she literally cannot die. The prophecy has foretold it.
Wrongly just transcends realities, teleports through dimensions, and rescues Hamill to teleport back in.
All right, let me see the bonus. I think. Let me see.
Spirits take hold.
Let me take a look at Scry again to see.
I've
what you
never
get for
seen
this.
4 successes.
Oh my god.
All right, so if you predicted the action,
Gamemaster dice are rigged.
if you predicted the action would succeed, your successes are added to the roll for the action. If you predicted that the action would fail, every success would eliminate a success rolled for that action.
Wow.
So you will have.
Is this a
4
shoot check?
You will have 4 successes, and I'm actually going to be making, and that's a good thing because I'm actually going to increase the successes required. Let's do this though. So Cujo and Tchaikovsky, you're running out. I said you're about 30, 40 yards away. 2 of you are running out. You've got this plan to distract them with your megaphone. So go ahead, if you would please, and roll a dominate check to see how effectively you can get their attention. As you move in about 10 yards, you're still about 25 yards away from them, but roll your dominate check to see if you get their attention from this distance.
So as I'm running, my megaphone is going to make that sound that the old station wagons would make as a honk. It's like, "Da, da, 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 da," and I'm just going to run straight towards them.
Okay, and so you can see that of the 3 sentinels, let's see. Hang on one sec. Where'd my sentinels window come up? There it is.
We're all going to die.
All right, so then
Even with Long's God's Cry.
okay, I'm gonna roll. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's successful because they don't really have any sense of motion or anything like that. And they're not susceptible to dominate checks, so it's just really to see if you could make loud enough sounds. And we're gonna say I'm gonna roll 3 d6s, 1 for each. Okay, and anything over a 4 means that they're going to start paying attention to you. The other, anything 1, 2, or 3, they're not going to pay attention to you. That's what we're going to do.
Okay, which one's holding Hamill?
The second one. So did I roll it? Okay.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. So the one holding Hamill does not move in your direction, but the other 2 do, which makes perfect sense, to be honest. The one that is holding Hamill is also scooping up the remains of these drones onto this little metallic platform above the base of its treads. The other 2 begin zooming super fast in your direction. So they do. So they move their 10 yards. And then let me check to see if they have any weapons that they can do. One of them has a laser. And so it will shoot a laser at Cujo.
It's okay. I got this. Have faith.
Okay, so that's all right. So that's
These GM dice.
I rolled you get the benefit of the scry. 3. So that's 3 successful hit.
Is this the same laser I was shot at before?
Nope. This is a sentinel laser. They're different.
All right. So as this shot is fired at me, I will contort my body in a way to avoid all of the damage by using small.
Okay.
I'll spend 3 FP
Okay.
and roll 3d6. Got a 1, so I'll roll another d6, and I go feral. I lose control. All right. I don't got it, guys.
Does this feral system just fuck over everyone in this game? Like, oh my god.
So how many FP did you spend?
Spent
3.
You spent 3. So this laser has weapon damage 2, which means it does 4 damage to you, and 3 are blocked, so you take 1 point of damage. And then
it reduces each success, not every damage.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it had 3 successes. So yeah, they're all good. All right, so then
At least you weren't the one trying to lasso.
That's true, but I also did not get the attention of the one that mattered. So
okay.
True.
You see him run out.
Even though I double succeeded in my dominate check.
Shoots out whatever, right? And the 2 of these things turn and start speeding in his direction. One of them shoots from a distance. I would say Helena, Tchaikovsky, you're probably familiar with this sight at this point, as his eyes just sort of glaze over. And then you see that Cujo, he's already moved, so I can't do anything. He just begins to froth at the mouth a bit. Tchaikovsky, I said you had a 50-foot rope. You're running up, and you're trying to... So you're moving 10 yards, so that means you get within about 25 yards, which is about 75 feet. You can do a second maneuver, and then be in range next round to throw your lasso, if that's what you want to try to do. What just happened?
Bad stuff.
So
Bad stuff.
if I have a tail, which let's see, activate this when rolling to move, jump, blah, blah, blah. Every FP modifies the roll by +2. Could I use my tail to get within distance in the same round, or would it not even matter?
It's jump, climb.
Is each success
The
on
thing
move.
that gets
That's
me
rolling
to
to
move
move.
is fleet-footed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, so then I'll just wait around and try and get closer and lasso her.
Okay, so you are in the shit, and you're running, and you are in range.
Oh no!
There's 2 sentinels. One of them, and you guys are speeding towards each other, and you're going to be in relative proximity to it. As we'll roll around to the next turn.
How come we never roll 6s after we've rolled feral? Ever. We've
I
rolled
don't know.
so many 1s,
No.
but we
No,
can
it's
never roll a
crazy.
6.
I did earlier. I
Well,
think.
2 of the sentinels are going after Cujo, right?
2 of the sentinels are coming after Cujo because he was making
Yeah.
noise. We'll see if that continues on the next round.
I didn't know that had to be rechecked.
I mean, I get to control them, so they do things. We'll see. Helena, what do you want to do? You guys were running out of the same
You're
direction.
gonna realize that you didn't really like Hamill this much anyway, and just go right away.
Oh
Oh my goodness.
no. I do not want to get anywhere near where I'm engaged, but I do want to be near enough where if I can heal safely, I can get into heal.
You're at a tree line. Cujo is 10 yards away from you, and Tchaikovsky is 20 yards away from you. What do you
Okay,
want to
so
do?
I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay, you're gonna stay where you are. Are you gonna do any sort of action, maneuver? What do you want to do?
Start digging that hole.
Digging a hole. I
Yeah.
can't dig.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I could like use my hands and stuff, but
I'm gonna need somewhere to put my body.
oh no. Can I wait?
Sure, that's fine. Okay,
Past priority.
so then Cujo, roll a D100. Pick high or low. Do you want high or low? High means you run away. Low, so 1 to 50, means you charge in an attack.
I want to run.
Oh, I know you do. But I'm just saying you get to roll a D100, and if it's 51 to 100, you'll run. If it's 1 to 50,
Okay.
you charge into attack. So roll a D100.
No.
You guys
It's
see-
like this game wants the campaign to end. What an asshole.
You see, so Helena, as you're standing behind and you're 10 yards out, is Cujo. Cujo, he's got this megaphone thing going on. You see suddenly he just like flings both of his hands out, like the claws are getting ready, and then he starts running in the direction of the sentinels. He's going to use both of his two maneuvers to get right up into the business of one of these that were firing at him. Then Tchaikovsky, you see as he's now run past you. He's 10 yards in front of you. There's two sentinels right on him. And then there's you, which is about 10 yards away. And then we'll say probably about 25 yards away from you on the other side of that little skirmish now in front. You can see there is the last of the three sentinels scooping up the remains of some drones that already has Hamill on its like little platform out in front. What would you like to do, Tchaikovsky? And I would say you're probably aware that Cujo is starting to lose his freaking mind. Like him charging in and attacking these things was probably not on the plan.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Don't forget, you get 4 successes on a lasso attempt. We didn't say who the lasso was on. We just said a lasso attempt.
No, but with the way the fates have worked, Hamill only rolled successes to fight me, so Cujo would roll successes and beat me. I'm still gonna go for Hamill, I guess.
Okay. So 25 yards away. So you 15 yards away.
You would have a better
45.
chance of lassoing Cujo.
45 yards away. You can go ahead.
Even though he's feral and fighting?
He's
Yeah,
feral,
he's feral and
I'm
fighting.
fighting two
I'm
sentinels.
incapacitated, basically.
Okay, you are 45 feet away within the length of your rope. I don't know if we could do a 50-yard lasso. I'm gonna call for I want 3 successes on it, but you already have 4 successes. So if you want to do it, you can do it, and you'll lasso her. It's your call.
Or you run away and regroup.
It's a little late for that.
All right. Well, we know specifically with the information that Hamill will die in 4 minutes. We don't know what's going to happen with Cujo.
You know that she's hurt. You don't know that she's going to die. You guys don't
Yeah.
know that she's internally bleeding. You just know that she just got her ass kicked by sentinels.
Right.
And if they take her away, the chances of you ever seeing her again, are at least in any sort of normal state, are pretty low.
Yeah, I mean, just knowing that she's bound up and incapacitated, whereas Cujo, I mean, there's a chance, right? I guess I would still go for Hamill.
Okay. So roll your check. You already have 4 successes. So you're already going to
Is this a shoot?
This is, yeah, we'll make it a shoot. That sounds good. You have your 4 successes. You can push that if you want additional successes. And who knows what that
You already
means.
have 4.
You already have 4, which means you'll have 1 to play with for a stunt or something. It's up to you. You don't have to push. I'm just saying, if you're looking to get extra successes to do something absolutely bonkers crazy,
You could lasso me as well while you're throwing.
you
it.
can magically manifest a second rope, like Spider-Man. Suddenly, you shoot out.
Well, would it be completely asinine to say with the extra successes, I lasso her and as I pull her back, I could throw her, pull her behind me over to the direction of Helena, since time is I guess I don't really know how stunts work outside of attacks. This is the confusing part.
There's
I
a
can't pin
variety.
her.
There's a variety. If you look at the chapter for every skill, it has examples.
Oh, you're talking about in the guide. I'm looking at the conflict primer. Okay.
I don't put them all there. I only put that for conflict. But honestly, you can just be creative. So it's up to you. Do you want to push and get more stunts to play with? Okay. So you successfully lasso her amazingly. I don't know how this happened, but you're here we go, and you grab it, and then I'll say with the extra success, you manage not only to get her, but you pull her halfway towards you. Because don't forget, it's still 45 feet, and she's small, and instead of just lassoing her, you lasso her and you yank her really fast, and she goes flying off of the platform and stumbling through the ground in your direction. She's already halfway to you. We'll make that so she is off the sentinel. Now the sentinels are going to go. And so
that both of his turns, or he had to move again, right?
I think he He did 1 to pull. You can use your second maneuver if you want to, we'll say, roll a. Actually, we'll say you just pull her in. If you want to pull her towards you with your second, that's okay. Roll a force test to see if she gets it all the way. If you get it all the way to her, let's do that. So just gauge how far you can pull her on your second maneuver. Okay, you managed to get her a little bit closer to you, but she's still like attached. We'll say like there's maybe about 10 to 15 feet more distance between you and her where she's at. And now the Sentinels will go. That's not a Sentinel. That's McCloud. There we go. Sentinel. All right. So one of them.
Since
Helena.
I waited.
Okay.
Could I do? You can only do 1 move, or can I do 2 moves?
You can do 2 moves, but if you use 2 moves, you can't do an action.
Okay.
Do you have any feral points left for your fleet foot?
Yeah. Can I spend 2 feral points, 1 to get fleet-footed to Hamill, and then 1 to get back to where I was?
Fleet-footed doubles your movement, right?
Yeah.
So that means you can move 20 yards, and he's about. Sure. No, you can get to Tchaikovsky with 1 fleet-footed movement, but she's still not all the way. He hasn't pulled her all the way in yet.
But he's still engaged.
He is not engaged with anyone, actually. The two Sentinels are engaged with Cujo, and one of them was at a distance that he just pulled the other one off. So Tchaikovsky's actually not engaged with any enemies currently.
Okay, I'll spend 1 to get next to Tchaikovsky.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your d6 as you go leaping into the fray. You're okay.
Fine.
And all right.
And fleet-foot accounts for your whole turn. So any movement that you do during that turn.
Okay. Well, if you want to do a second movement, you can easily get to Hamill. That's no problem. So
Yeah, but I don't want to stay. Would I be noticeable by the?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
then
noticeable
I'll
now.
stay.
Leaping out, you're noticeable. It's just a question of whether you're more of interest to them than Cujo, who has charged in to attack them, Tchaikovsky, who just threw a freaking lasso around this tiny little weasel, the little weasel who just got pulled off. Like, who knows?
Then now that I'm next to Chai, I'll spend my second one to like try and like take cover to make myself less noticeable.
Okay,
I mean, I know
that's
I
fair.
leaped in.
There's
but I'll
plenty
do
of
that.
rocks and stuff. We'll say you hunker down next to a rock. That's fair. Okay. Helena and Tchaikovsky, you like kind of peek over as you're Helena as you're hiding, and you can see Cujo is literally like 1v2ing these 2 Sentinels, and you suddenly hear as an arm comes out of this small section of the chest of this Sentinel, and just and it's like this big old power saw, this blade that is going to attack Cujo. It's a power saw attack. So
Maybe he'll get them to attack each other.
so let me roll fight. All right, so that's 2 successes.
And your saw
You
explodes.
want to push that, Jeff?
No, I'm good. 2 successes are fine. I have a second guy there, so it's all good.
Oh my goodness.
What do you want to do, Cujo? Oh wait, you can't do anything.
I don't get to choose. So
This is just a sign that this series wasn't meant to go into double-digit episodes.
Okay.
this is what I want to do. Okay, can you hear this?
I can hear you. You're feral. You're crazy. What would a feral, crazy person do?
Bite the
I
blade.
did just leap out, so maybe he notices me.
You literally just said you were hiding, so it's not to draw their attention. You can't have it both ways. It's got to be one or the
True,
other.
true.
You're
Okay,
hiding.
I'm
You're
I'm
hiding.
If you wanted.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. I think Cujo.
I mean, he's attacked. Hold on. He has attacked in his when he stumbled off into the forest in previous times versus fighting big giant tanks. He killed innocent creatures, right? Now he sees a chameleon lassoing a tied up furry thing. That's like easy bait right there.
He's not going to come attack you. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Oh, he's attacking the thing that's tied up.
He's engaged. No, he's attacking the sentinels. Let's see. I'll go ahead and roll a defense. I'll have him see if he can defend it. So that's what I'll do. So, do you have any weapons?
I do. I have a club and a machete.
I thought you held both your arms out and thus
did.
dropping the weapons.
That's fair. All right, so I'm gonna roll defense as you're gonna try to defend against the attack successfully. So the second one,
Bite the saw.
the second one will use its grapple claw. As you can see, one of them, like one of those things in a bowling alley when you're trying. It's like one of those grapple claws comes out. And it's
They
like,
never work though. They never work though.
well,
That's true.
We'll find out as that's going to come through.
And I will defend against that one successfully too.
And we get you up, Cujo, and you'll also try to defend against that as well.
I got the Stonewall talent.
I know, I saw that, and so that is unsuccessful. I'll push it. Sorry, I keep forgetting I can't push from that window, and I probably just broke the freaking thing again. I'm just gonna re-roll it. You already had 1 yellow strength damage. All right, so successful, but you take 2 points of strength damage.
Well, considering it was in the last spot again, shouldn't it kind of negate that die since it wouldn't re-roll it if it was a failure?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so you do manage to hold off the claw and hold off the thing, and you're just swapping away. Now that's your action.
All right, so as I defend, since you push my roll, I will now become broken since I had 1 health.
Okay, and so you see, the rest of you see as he collapses. That actually could be useful to you. All right, then the third sentinel that was just gotten something stolen from it. I think what I'll do with this one is...
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
If you suffer trauma from pushing a roll, do you still get a critical injury?
I wrote that in the conflict primer, so you can look it up.
Did you?
There. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. So then I'm gonna roll D100. 51 to 100. Derek, do you want low or high? Low or high?
I don't know, man. I guess high.
Okay, so 51 to 100, and it will not notice you, and it will just let the pulling of Hamill off. 1 to 50, it will notice you, and it will charge after Hamill. Okay, so it's going to continue to salvage the drones as the other two.
Right.
Okay, back around to your guys' turns. What do you
These
wanna do?
coin flips are going to give me heart disease.
That's what makes the game exciting. We don't know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. It's too
You
easy.
should join our Thursday games.
I-
And then you'll be really fucking
my heart
terrified.
can't
Yeah.
take this excitement.
Ah.
All right, so the 3 of you can do stuff. What do you want to do? Well, I should say the 2 of you should do stuff. Tchaikovsky and Helena.
How close is Hamill to Helena and I?
I would say 1 maneuver, you can pull her in. Done. And throw her over your shoulder. No problem.
And then maneuver away after that, and I will follow.
Or, damn it, I wish I had a second rope because I was like, or you could reel her in and I could try and get Cujo.
I do want to remind you all that you guys are really close to an inner fence, too. Remember, you guys burrowed under
With
the
a
fence,
tunnel
and there
leading to
was
the
a
other
tunnel
side of
on the
it.
other side.
Could we
Yeah.
say that perhaps McCloud has already gone to the tunnel and he's like in there waiting?
I'm gonna say no because you guys ran away. You guys ran away and hid in a forest or something like that, and the tunnel was much closer to where everyone's being harvested. So,
Where
like,
we're at right now.
Yeah, I would say that Helena and Tchaikovsky, you could probably get to the tunnel.
Okay.
But I would say you're leaving McCloud and Cujo.
Oh, no.
What do you so Ashley, what do you think about I try to scavenge for another rope and get Cujo
Why
and
don't
you get
just take
Hamill
this
into
rope
the
off her once we pull her in? Like you
Oh, I
don't have
don't-
to keep it on her.
so one maneuver to get her back and then use a second maneuver to try to get Cujo? Yeah, it'll work out
and
the
then
same
I'll
way.
use mine to get her off and then get into the tunnel.
Once I'm
Yeah.
healed, will I be up?
You're still feral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you try to heal me to prevent me from dying, we'll go back to being feral again.
Well, my first heal is to stop.
But you're
First,
from
you'll stop the
dying.
bleeding and stop you
Yeah.
from dying.
And
plus
then
you're
after
still
that-
tied up. You're still tied up by that metal cable. Just because I removed the rope off you doesn't mean you can move.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you were
Oh,
bound.
right,
like
right,
you're
right,
literally
right,
bound
right,
like
right.
this right now.
Well, guys, mission success. We saved him.
No.
All right.
I don't know. Actually, that's my idea is to get Hamill back and then to try and get Cujo, and you can take Hamill and run, and I'll try and work with what I got. I've got
You pull her in, take off the rope, and then I will take Hamill and I will go to the burrow and then stop the bleeding. Or actually, I'll stop the bleeding first, and then I'll try and run her into the burrow.
Yeah. Okay.
So Tchaikovsky, your turn is to pull her in, hand her over to Helena, and get the rope back and keep the rope. Is that right?
Yeah, because
Yeah, to try and get Cujo, who just got knocked down.
And then Helena, you're taking her and you're diving into
So
that tunnel.
I want to heal first
Okay.
to stop the bleeding.
You're gonna take a look, and you can see there's blood all over the place, and so you want to do a heal check now that she's in your arms.
Get a -1 mod to it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Try modified. And I stop the bleeding.
Okay. So bleeding is stopped.
Now roll
That's your
2d6, Melissa.
Oh, you have the injury still up?
Well, yeah. Because for this amount of days, anytime that's
She does
actually
the-
really good for you.
Point of damage.
For 3 days, anytime you endure, force, or fight something, you take a point of damage.
Okay. It's like all the strength.
Yeah.
Skills.
So would you say, do I need to spend a feral point to be able to quickly get both of us into the burrow?
I'd say that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll a d6.
Because you're carrying her,
Pass.
so your movement's not as great. So this will
Yeah.
this will be fair. Okay. Jeez, this is insane.
Okay, so now I have her and we're in
You're in the burrow, which is somewhere vaguely between where the two sentinels are beating up on Cujo and where the other sentinel is scavenging the drones. It's somewhere in between there. Tchaikovsky, you could probably get there in a movement if you wanted to. All right. Cujo is broken, so he's going to. He can't really do anything. I don't really want to crawl with him. He is going to ineffectually slap at them at the treads of their tanks, of their tank tires, tank treads, whatever. And then,
So being broken doesn't snap someone out of being feral, right?
not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay.
We can look it up though if we want to double check that. If someone wants to do that, while I decide. I think they're going to grapple him anyway. Yeah. So the grapple claw is going to come back down again. You're going to see as the grapple claw is going to come down on Cujo, who is basically left wide open, broken. They're not like, is that did you roll for critical injury, by the way?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was broken by damage.
All right. Crushed foot. Okay. Even worse.
Somehow it's lethal.
That's interesting. Okay. So it's going to go ahead and grapple you. So its claw is going to come down, clomp onto him, and do the same thing and pull him up onto the little platform and start to wrap twine. The metallic twine, you see like this little as it's starting to wrap around him. The other sentinel is going to turn around, seeing Cujo is now situated, and will begin to start riding back in the direction of where the actual broken down drones were. It's going to see Tchaikovsky. It's going to, as it's riding past Tchaikovsky, it's going to ride right up. With Cujo taken care of, there's Tchaikovsky now. The drones seem to be recovered. I think it's going to attempt to taser you. So it's going to come right up into arm's length. So it's going to use its maneuver to get into arm's length with Tchaikovsky, and then it'll use a taser attack. And this is +1 gear.
Oh no, Chai.
So do you have any natural armor stuff left that you can do?
It doesn't matter. Even with it, it would break me.
Okay. So you're going to see Tchaikovsky as he's standing there. This thing's going to drive up and it's going to reach out with this arm that's electrified, and it just, and Tchaikovsky just begins to shake. And Helena, you notice as you look over the shoulder, he just falls to the ground. Man, you can go, if you're broken, go ahead and roll for critical injury.
You got some broken toes.
Broken toes. So you've got these two other people that they have now, they are now down as well. Helena, you got her out of the way. Scryboy is in the forest.
And I would say I'm in the burrow, so I don't see this happen.
So it's gonna go to, I'll say, like, you hopped in and you can kind of look over your shoulder and you can kind of see him fall over.
Okay.
Tchaikovsky, it's your turn. You are not grappled, however. So, and you are, despite being broken, you still have a maneuver. If you want to maneuver.
How far can you maneuver if you're crawling on your hands or on your stomach or whatever?
Does it reduce it? I think it's just you take one maneuver. I don't think it actually cuts your speed in half or anything, if memory serves.
So am I within 10 yards of that hole in the ground?
Yeah, I said you can get there with one maneuver.
It's my only option then.
Okay, so you start hopping and crawling and moving in the direction of that hole, and maybe Helena, you reach out and you help him pull him in when this happens. Okay, Helena, you've got Hamill. Bleeding has been stopped. You've got a torn up and electrified Chameleon friend in the tunnel with you.
A heal test on Chai.
Okay, so you can do your action to make a heal test on him. That's fine. There's so many windows up right now. It's crazy.
And I am successful with
So
one bonus extra.
No longer broken
And you can move up one.
because of the extra success.
Nice.
Okay. And then Helena, you have a maneuver if you want to do any kind of moving.
I'll probably pull Hamill out of. Should I stay in the burrow or?
Remember that this is a tunnel.
Other side of the fence.
This tunnel goes deep and down and under the fence. So you literally just hopped into it. You're not like, you didn't crawl all the way through it. That's probably going to take 2 or 3 maneuvers to crawl through.
So I'll start to drag Hamill through the tunnel.
Leaving Cujo up top. Got it.
The approximate total length of the burrow is 30 feet.
Okay. So then the Sentinels will go and they're just gonna speed over to the one that's got Cujo now is going to turn around, come over towards the other that was salvaging the drones. The one that had tasered Tchaikovsky is going to come back again to look down the burrow, see if it can see him. Fortunately, this one doesn't actually have a grapple claw, so it actually can't grapple you. But it will go ahead and nonetheless take another tase shot at you. But it will do so with a minus modification for trying to shoot down into a hole that's difficult to see. So we'll make it like a -2 mod here for this.
Oh, -2, huh? Only gets 12 dice now instead of 14.
I gave you guys so much warning that there are Sentinels coming. Don't get mad at me. Okay, so that's 2 down on the.
To be fair, we did run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the only time that we
Hamill
got
was
successes
feral.
was feral.
You ran back. You guys could have left her to die.
You left me to die.
Could have left her to die. She even said to do
Would
it.
have left her to die.
She even said to do it. She even said, "Go ahead and save yourselves." But you wanted to be big damn heroes. All right, there we go.
Isn't that the whole point of this story?
Yep.
Why bother even fighting the Sentinels?
Exactly. Okay, that's going to be unsuccessful. And then so the tase gets shot into the hole, doesn't quite hit anybody.
Is the one that tased the one that has Cujo on top of it?
No, that's the one that's got one arm is a claw, okay, and then the other
Okay.
arm is a saw.
Oh, so that's the one.
This
that
one
hit
has got a taser and a laser. Laser is like a long distance shooting weapon that shot Cujo, and the other one is a taser that's closer range and does fatigue damage. By the way, it should have been fatigue damage to you. I'm not sure if you marked. So don't take the critical injury.
Me?
Tchaikovsky.
Oh.
Derek, did you hear me?
The broken toes.
It was already healed though, so it was.
You
But it would have.
you wouldn't have an injury. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You don't have an
Yeah.
injury, and you're
You were still
okay.
broken, so now you're not broken.
Yeah.
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 You were broken by fatigue as opposed to being broken by broken.
Well, if it was agility damage, I would have never been broken in the first place.
Okay.
Because you had more.
Yeah, my agility is way higher than my strength.
All right. So how much strength would you have had left?
Well, if I took no
Or-
strength damage, I would have had 2. But if I took agility damage, I would have still had 2.
Okay. So then we'll say you can have a full action if you want. You want to do something at this point.
I'm already in the hole, so there's really not too much I can do.
Keep going in the hole. Get to the other side.
Yeah.
So you're gonna crawl down and away. Okay, so you crawl
Yeah.
down underneath, outside the other side of the fence, no problem. Helena, eventually you get out the other side. The two of you, Tchaikovsky and Helena, you eventually make it out. You look onto the other side, and through the fence, the Sentinels seem to have stopped paying attention to you. They have Cujo on their plate. They have the 3 busted drones on their plate, and they're going to begin maneuvering away up and over the hill back the direction they came.
And McCloud is still hiding in the forest.
McCloud will pop out after they depart and come join you guys. What do you want to do?
Oh dear.
Cujo has been taken.
Then I'll die
Traded.
tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, because you rolled a 1.
I did. I got a broken foot, something like that.
What was that scry that we did?
Crushed foot.
That was the
That
lasso.
got used earlier.
The lasso.
Both of his scries tonight got used.
Wow, we've done more with long scries in the one session he wasn't here than we have in the last 9 sessions where he was
It went
trying.
so
You could
badly.
It's true.
We can't scry again.
No, he can.
He can.
This situation is now over because the lasso works. So yes, he can scry again. What do you want him to
You'll
do?
scry that you'll find me after I rolled off of
Can
the
we-
Sentinel. while
Actually,
doing
I think we
suspension.
should scry that the resistance should help us for once. And while the sentinels are going to whatever bunker, they ambush and like.
You know, you
recover
literally
Cujo.
are the resistance. Like,
Yeah.
like it's not.
I mean,
like,
the other cells,
the other
like
cells
Cure
that
Foe
are
or something.
Well, they're doing stuff and they're dying, and like you guys send them on missions. It's not like they don't do
Could we
anything.
scry,
They just get
though, that
mechanical
while-
benefits from their mission.
Yeah, can we scry one of our own cells because we have to make a
No,
strategic
no.
turn anyway?
Can we scry that while they're going away, they like bump a rock and like Cujo happens to just like fall off and they don't notice?
I mean, his foot, he'll die from his crushed foot. So if someone doesn't find him in however
I
many
mean,
days.
the scry is supposed to be specifically to give you a benefit on a future roll. So if you want to do
So my
like a scry on a scout or something like that, we could do that. If you're trying to look for Cujo.
Everyone knows that the Wolverine's heart is in its foot.
that's the only way it makes sense for him dying from his foot. Uh, Yeah, because you could scout, right?
I just want you to know, like, the scrying is not supposed to dictate like what their
Yeah.
actions are. I still
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
control what the Sentinels and the Watchers do.
I'm just telling you what I wish would happen.
You can make the only thing the scry does is affect how successfully they do it. It doesn't affect
Yeah.
what they do. It's just how successfully they do it. So if you want to do something that like tracks them down, like that's
Yeah.
fine. Like a scout,
Give them a minus mod to smooth traveling. That way,
a minus to move. It's up to you guys. You tell me.
I'm dead, and Melissa can't speak. So
You know that you guys are very close to the Western Forbidden Zone. They're heading in a northeasterly direction. That's where the Western Forbidden Zone is. You probably have a decent idea that that's where they're heading. And if they get inside, then that's probably game over for Cujo at that point. It's just a question of whether or not they go inside or if they do other things along the way or what.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh gosh.
It's really up to Derek and Ashley because they're the two that are actually conscious and capable and in this. So it's the two of them and technically McCloud. So that's how like Logan and Melissa can pipe in like via McCloud. So like it's up to you guys. You guys tell me.
I don't want to decide.
How could we save him?
You saved Hamill.
I did save Hamill. I better get experience for that. She is my PC buddy.
That you gotta protect, yeah.
Let's follow.
Okay.
Like, I mean, Hamill, I love you, but I'm gonna leave you in this burrow.
Okay. You
And
leave her
we'll be-
wrapped
Well,
up
and
in the
remember
burrow.
that this started because a drone
Okay.
saw. So there's probably drone.
There were
Probably a
reconnaissance
drone
missions
path
there were reconnaissance
there.
missions that were sent during the strategic turn that sent
Mhm.
aerial drones into the Badger habitat, which is why there were all sorts of drones you kept running into. All of that's
Yep.
mechanical.
Yep.
So you leave Helena in the tunnel.
Or
Hamill.
Excuse me, you leave Hamill in the tunnel. Helena and McCloud are going. Are you coming, Tchaikovsky?
Yeah.
Okay. You pop up the other side. You can see all the residue of the fight, some terrible looking blood stains on the ground, etc. Fortunately, the tracks are incredibly easy to follow because there's 3 gigantic sentinels with these huge tank tracks, and you are able to follow them. Why don't you guys roll? Are you trying to like hurry and go fast, like sprint, chase after them as fast as you can?
I don't want to be noticed while chasing after them.
You got a choice. You can either try to hurry or you can try to sneak. Not both.
Yeah, I suppose we need to hurry. Chai, what do you think?
It's not like something that several tons can. I mean, we can just follow their tracks.
Oh, that's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Like you can easily follow these tracks. It's the question.
It's just a matter of getting to them before they get to the Forbidden Zone.
I can't sneak, so if you're gonna, you can sneak, but I'll probably just stay behind because I'll just get their attention again.
Sneaking.
If we sneak, we're going to be slow, and we're not.
Sneaking will be
catch up to them.
slow. So I'm either asking, like, you guys can just move normally. That's fine. Just like a saunter, like a regular walk. You can try to run, which I'll make it a move test, or you can try to sneak, be stealthy about it, and it's a sneak test. Or there's no test at all, and it's just like you're just doing a regular walk. But if you're trying to sprint and run after them, I'm going to want a move test. Because that's literally you're
Is there
running
any way
top
to?
speed. And if you
Is there any way to heal the critical injury?
who's
Oh, the
critical injury isn't a problem.
We'd have to get to Cujo
It's
before.
Cujo's got to.
oh, because Derek doesn't have the broken toes anymore.
No.
Okay, so move and sneak aren't negatives. Okay, all right.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend a feral point.
Okay. Are you moving? Are you moving quickly or are you moving stealthily?
So I am moving quickly. I spent a feral point for my tail. So every feral point modifies my move roll by 2. So now I have more move.
Okay, so roll
And
move with
then-
+2 mod. I'll have McCloud. He'll come up behind you. He'll do the same thing. He'll follow suit since that's what you're doing, and he will roll a move test as well.
Helena succeeded.
McCloud succeeds. He keeps up with you.
Succeeded.
And Chai, it's up to you. You want to push or not?
He did, I think.
And
Yeah,
you got a success.
succeeded.
Okay, so you take a point of fatigue, but you do manage to keep up. As the 3 of you in a breakneck pace coming over the hill running, trying to keep them in sight, and you're able to do so as you are running and running and running, and you see them in sight as it's about maybe a 10-minute run for you at most, and you can see the familiar, especially for Helena, at this part of and I would say McCloud at this part of the valley. You can see the giant walls and fences with the weird towers that kind of sticking up from behind those fences of the Western Forbidden Zone. You can see the 3 sentinels have moved up to this large, strange, metallic kind of gate, heavy duty, that you would know stay away from at all costs. And there is a growing pile of things outside of this gate. It looks like one pile seems to be metal stuff, remains of like drones and things like that. And the other pile you can see are animal mutants that have been dropped. And as these things are dropped right outside the gate underneath these towers that have these gun barrels sticking out of them, you can see that there's 2 piles. From this distance, Helena, you can notice that since you were following the sentinels and they dumped some stuff off into these piles, you would presume that in that living, squirming pile of animal mutants is likely Cujo. And there's maybe 5 or 6 other creatures as well. And then you can see the remains of a bunch of different drones. And after a moment, there's like some sound connection between the 2. And then the sentinels begin to drive off in a different direction as if they've been called off to do some other mission. And we'll start up our next session with us being right out in front of we have to. It's 6:25. I don't want to push this any further. Like Derek, I promised Derek like 2 hours. We're 2.5 hours. So
from the depths of the pile, you just hear the.
If you want to play longer, we can play longer and do this. But like I always
know we gotta end it. I'm just
sorry.
I cannot use any feral points next session. That's what all the D6s were for, because I also used my tail.
Okay.
No, I didn't go. Well, yeah, I went feral, but it's the level 5. My animal side is completely suppressed.
You're a human now.
Okay. So no points next time. Okay.
What? Oh, you can't use any ferals next session? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I also can't use the dominate skill, which is a joke because I have nothing in dominate anyway. So
no big deal.
Not a problem.
All right. But again, you're at the Western Forbidden Zone, big hunking gate, towers above it, piles of stuff that seems to be getting like dumped off. And you would imagine something might be coming out to collect that stuff as the sentinels drive off in different directions. So let's do XP really quick.
Oh my gosh.
This is insane. This went so off the rails. Like, oh, this will be easy.
Is this what you had planned for us today?
Nope. It's always fun. Everyone gets your XP.
I'm gonna laugh if like all we had to do was stay on this side of the fence and go like 50 yards in that direction, and that's where everybody was.
Patrol the fence.
Everybody gets an XP for participation. Everyone gets an XP for risking something for the resistance. You're risking yourselves. Who had Hamill who had Hamill as a buddy?
I did.
Both of you get another XP for that. Let's see. NPCs didn't come into play. Big Dream doesn't really make sense here either. So we'll just leave it at that. So 2 for Helena and Hamill, 3 for Cujo and Tchaikovsky. All right.
Oh my goodness.
That was intense. Maybe I think Logan might have to roll a backup character at some point.
Can we roll a scry for a very, very successful sneak?
Right? Get into the pile.
And you got to move them away. It's a force roll. Got to drag them away. Oh,
yeah, boy. You guys are all weak.
Yep. Okay, so let's see. I know Logan can't play next week. We could always play without him, and like because this is the save Cujo episode, and so.
But then he may not be here if he gets killed.
Well, he's already basically dead. So either you rescue him or whatever was about to happen is about to happen. So we can do that.
Very true.
So we can try to do that. Follow the Twitter if anyone's in the chat, or if you're watching this on VOD later. Just follow at Lollygagger on Twitter, and I'll announce if and when we're playing on Friday or Saturday of next week, and we'll figure that out as we go. Other things, catch Melissa and I in Heart on this channel, on our channel on Monday at 7 Pacific, 9 Central, as we play more of our Heart City Beneath game. Subscribe to our podcasts. We got Adventures in Lollygagging, which is another actual play using Zweihander. New episodes every Monday. You can also subscribe to the Lollygaggers podcast, which is a little different, like a variety talk show that I do with one of our other friends, Justin. That drops on Wednesdays, most Wednesdays. And then next Thursday on twitch.tv/ZweihanderRPG, you can catch Ashley and Longley and myself playing in our second episode of the Unsettled Stem, where critical
Oh my
fails
gosh.
are just
Yes.
so
Yes.
commonplace. It's insane. Justin tried to water ski with a whip and a
Dirt.
horse. It was the
Yeah.
stupidest thing, but it was so much fun. But
It
anyway,
was fun.
thanks for hanging out. Thanks for playing. And we'll catch you next time.
Night.